Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham A's baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
Good evening and welcome to Veterans Field here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network for the Chatham A's home opener here in the 2024 Cape League season. Alongside Andrew Selover, I'm Jack Smith welcoming you into the Anglers Extra pregame show. And Andrew, Chatham is 1-0, winning its first game of the year for the first time since 2019 with a run rule victory in 7 innings over Wareham last night.
How about that start, Jack? A lot of people didn't even know that a run rule was a thing in the Cape League, a new rule this year. We had 3 of them in 5 Cape League games yesterday. Chatham, of course, got the Sheets era off to a good start.
Jeremy Schiedinger, Chatham's first-year manager here in 2024, off to a 1-0 start. We will hear from him on the Manager Show, which is coming up on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Chatham versus the YD Red Sox, the second game of the Cape League summer for the A's, and it's their home opener. Veterans Field getting packed, the Anglers down the left field line in a team huddle around their first-year manager who's coming up on the Manager Show. We've got all that and more with Catch of the Day with Evan Kress, the starter from yesterday's game, on Catch of the Day here on the Anglers Extra pregame show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Let's keep things moving on the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Jack Smith alongside Sheets for the Manager Show. And Sheets, I got to say, happy Father's Day.
Hey, thank you so much. It was really cool to wake up this morning and take the kids to the beach and put our toes in the sand and jump in the water, and couldn't draw it up any better.
Did they let you sleep in at all?
That's not really in my kids' playbook. When they wake up, Dad needs to get up, and there's really no other way around it. But the fact that we got up and literally within 30 minutes we were on the beach, I'll trade that in all day.
Well, that's Chatham for you. You got an early Father's Day present yesterday, your first managerial win on Cape Cod. Walk us through that. How did it feel?
Man, it's phenomenal on every front. And again, it's more about the fact that I'm watching these guys get more and more comfortable each day, and that's what matters the most. And getting them to a place where they can play carefree, they can play loose, they can play fast. They're figuring out how to play hard, and we're going to coach them hard. We had a pregame meeting with our offense, just talking about details that we saw throughout the game, that even in an 11-run game, there's ways we can get better in the course of the summer. I want to see them implement, and if it was the first gift, I'll take it. But, man, for us, it's humble and hungry. Get back to work. Today's a new day.
I heard that your message was humble and hungry. Can you walk us through what that means to you?
It means a lot, because I want these guys to recognize, like, pros don't get wrapped up in a win. I mean, I think it's, celebrate it in the bus ride back. We certainly did. As Will saw, we celebrated the win on the way back. But once you go to bed and you wake up the next day, there's no more momentum. Momentum comes with next day's starter. So for us, put it to bed, wake up the next day, stay humble, get back to work, but you got to stay hungry that you can attack the game. And the game, through success or through failure, is going to teach you something that you can continue to move forward. Pros know how to do that day in and day out. That's what we're trying to get across to these guys.
Even if you don't get wrapped up in a win or a loss, what did you learn about your team yesterday?
That I love these dudes already. It's been an awesome week of training that got us to that point, and you guys have seen it. It's a loose group. It's a fun group, got a lot of personality, but they're starting to bond in ways that, for me, is very unique this quick. I told them 2 of their superpowers are they've got great energy for the game, but they've got genuine care and love for each other already. And again, 5 days into this thing, but I think that's helping our group start to keep the outside noise beyond the stands and keep the focus on the field, and that's what matters to me the most for these Cats.
Your group provided the noise at Spillane Field yesterday, the barking and the meowing from the dog pound out in the bullpen. Your starter, Evan Crest, had a pretty solid day yesterday. What did you learn about him?
Man, that's a dude that we love tossing the ball to. Can't wait to get his next start. Don't want to wish the days away, but certainly ready for him to get out there and pitch for us again. He's just everything as advertised. You know, Jack, you see these guys from a distance, and you start to put your own evaluation on them, but you need to get around him, but you also need to see it in action. And what we saw yesterday was pretty special. I mean, he's just, again, a low heart rate dude that when he gets the baseball, he knows what to do. He knows how to pitch. He was without one of his pitches that he really wanted, but we talked about his ability to adjust and still persevere, get out of traffic, get out of jams. He's going to be a special kid for Florida State, so we're definitely excited to have him this summer.
What pitch was that he wasn't having yesterday?
Really didn't have his cutter the way he wanted, but he just, again, kind of kicked that and went more to slider and his fastball and his two-seam, and he's working through some things. That's the beauty of this league. They come in with an arsenal, but they still in their mind have things they want to continue to work on. And this is the perfect stage and platform to do it. They're just working through things so they can take their game to the next level. These dudes are trying to be pros, man. It's not about like dipping your toe in pro baseball. It's about building a career. And so sometimes you have to find those pitches and make those adjustments. And what a better place here in Chatham for those dudes to make adjustments here and learn.
Jack Smith alongside Sheets here on the Manager Show. Let's shift focus to today, handing the ball to Griffin Herring. What do you expect to see from the lefty from LSU?
Fired up, man. National Stopper of the Year, just a plus kid and a plus pitcher. And what we're excited about is when he gets on the mound, man, you're going to see it's electric, it's dominant, it's in attack mode all the time. But what he's going to do, he's going to set a tone. He's going to set a tone for what we do here at home and how we pitch at Veterans Field, and it's certainly going to carry over through our bullpen. But he's excited about it, we're excited about it, and we can't wait to get rocking and rolling.
Home openers coming up here on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham's first game at Veterans Field, taking on YD. Sheets, thank you for the time.
Thanks so much, Jack. Appreciate you.
Well, that'll do it here for the Manager Show. Let's send it back up to Andrew Selover as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.
Well, Jack, you heard a whole lot about energy there from Sheets. That was the theme on night one of the Cape League season as Chatham run-ruled Wareham. The Anglers go against the 1-0 YD Red Sox tonight. And coming up on Catch of the Day, we'll talk a lot more about the energy in the bullpen with yesterday's starter, Evan Crest. Catch of the Day and a whole lot more next.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back here on the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Andrew Selover, joined for Catch of the Day by Evan Crest, yesterday's starter, ahead of today's game between Chatham and YD, the home opener. But yesterday, Evan got it all started for the Anglers on the mound, 3 1/3 scoreless in your first start on the Cape. What was working so well for you out there, Evan?
You know, I was just trying to work all my pitches, but like what mainly worked was the slider and the fastball. Just really kept him off balance and just got him out.
How exciting is it for you in the first year under Sheets to help get that first win for the Anglers?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, Sheets is great. The energy that he helps bring to this team, it's really infectious, and I just love playing for him already.
He talked about you having a few struggles with your cut fastball, so how were you able to work around that, a little lack in one pitch, and make up for it with the rest of the arsenal?
You know, it was good. You know, I noticed that it wasn't at its best yesterday, and so I just relied on the other ones. Try to work inside with everything and expand away late, and it worked.
You told us preseason you were looking for some punchies and some broken bats. Not sure we got a broken bat, but we got plenty of punch-outs last night from you, Evan. What is it about your stuff that allows for so many strikeouts?
I just think there's so much movement and so many different ways that the ball moves out of my hand, and I feel comfortable throwing all my pitches, so I think hitters can't really sit on one specific thing, and I think that's what helps me the most.
How would you encapsulate the energy around this team in the first week under Sheets?
Oh, I mean, it's great. We all, especially the bullpen, we're hooting and hollering, we're doing all this stuff, and it's amazing. I went down there in the middle of the game yesterday and just became a part of it, and it was infectious.
I've heard it dubbed the dog pound. Do we have an inventor of that name?
I think it was just kind of the whole group. You know, we're barking, we're a bunch of dogs down there, and so I think that's what we're trying to be.
Do you have a sample of some of the noises you're bringing out down there tonight?
I mean, we're getting a little down there.
All right, that's a good sample. Excited to cheer on your A's teammates at home tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
You're transferring to Florida State next season after 2 years with Jacksonville. What excited you most about this Seminoles program and to be able to stay in your home state of Florida?
I mean, just the coaching staff, number one. I can't have so many good things to say about them. They're amazing. And the fact that they win. The Seminoles just win. I've experienced it my whole life. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Florida State stayed alive at the College World Series earlier today. How exciting is it for you to see that team succeeding even before you get there for next season?
Oh, it's amazing because I know that once I go there, the team's just going to be just as good, and we're going to go and win the whole thing next year, honestly.
Sheets talked about in the manager's show about how excited he is for a few days to pass and to get the ball back into your hands. What's one thing you're looking forward to when you get back out there on the mound?
Pretty much just replicate the same thing, keep hitters off balance, don't give them too much credit, and just work.
Well, Evan, it was fun to watch last night. Enjoy the dog pound tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll send it back to Jack for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Well, Evan had me convinced there that he was actually a dog. But that's the bullpen for you here at Chatham as the Anglers look to beat the Red Sox to improve to 2-0 here in their home opener at Veterans Field. We've got more coming up for you on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Lineups and national anthem next.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsinn.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Andrew Selover and Jack Smith.
On a stunning Sunday evening, we welcome you to Veterans Field for Chatham versus YD, the Anglers' home opener here in 2024. The A's are lined up, so are the YD Red Sox, both teams at 1-0 after opening day yesterday in different ways. Chatham run-ruled Wareham 11-1 in 7 innings, and the YD Red Sox walked it off in the 10th inning to win 2-1. We've got baseball coming up for you on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the first inning on the way between YD and Chatham. We'll send it over to Peter Burns, the PA announcer, for the national anthem coming up.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. Singing tonight's national anthem is the great Shelley Sequin. Shelley and her family are longtime Chatham residents. In Shelley's free time, she enjoys volunteering for local charities, gardening, and singing. Shelley's a member of the Chatham Club, helping to beautify Chatham gardens, and she also creates and maintains the planters at Chatham Paint and Hardware. With tonight's national anthem, Shelley Sequin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the light's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's hear it for Shelley Sequin. Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you, Peter, and happy Father's Day to all you dads.
Tonight marks the start of a new era in Chatham Anglers baseball. The home game managerial debut of our new head coach, Jeremy Sheets Sheetinger. As our anglers get ready to take the field, we've asked Sheets to say a few introductory words. Sheets, the stage is yours.
First and foremost, happy Father's Day. Can we give all the fathers a big round of applause? On behalf of my wife Chelsea and my son Cooper and my daughter Charlie, thank you guys so much for welcoming us into the Chatham community. This is special, this is different, this is unique, and it's Chatham. And so we're so fortunate to be here. I'm gonna real quick tell you our 4 A's of our program. Appreciation. We appreciate and we're grateful for every chance we have to be out here at Veterans Field and to wear Angler Blue. It's about action. We want these guys to figure out how it looks to be a pro. So I want to treat them like pros. They're going to play like pros. We're going to attack. We're going to attack every single day that we have. We're going to play hard. We're going to play fast. We're going to play aggressive. When they get thrown out, it's my fault. You can blame me. We want these guys playing as hard as they can. The last A is we're going to be all in all the time. And I want Angler fans behind the back of these guys. These guys are the rock stars. Let's be all in all the time behind them. Thank God I'm an Angler. Thank you guys.
Well, a powerful message from Chatham's first-year manager, Andrew Sheets. The era is off to a 1-0 start, and he has got these fans behind him.
How about that? I mean, you don't see that from a lot of managers. Taking the microphone here before his first home game. Sheets trying to rally the community, a Chatham squad that hasn't made the playoffs since 2019, and we already touched on it. How about the start last night in Wareham, Jack?
We'll take the mic back from him as Chatham is 1-0. Let's introduce the starting lineups here today, presented by Chatham Clothing Bar. The Red Sox will touch the plate first here at Veterans Field as the visiting team. The lineup starts with Drew Burris, one of the best freshmen in the country. The right-handed hitting center fielder from Georgia Tech leads things off. Jonathan Kim, the left-handed hitting left fielder from Michigan, bats second. He's followed by Cade McGee, the right-handed hitting third baseman from Texas Tech. Middle third of the order is Easton Carmichael, the right-handed hitting DH from Oklahoma. Vahiva Aloy, the shortstop who bats right from Arkansas, hits 5. And Jake Brown, the lefty, the right fielder from LSU, hits 6th. Bottom third for YD is Charlie Somm, the right-handed hitting catcher from Stanford. Ryan Sprock, the first baseman from Elon, who also bats from the right side. And Phoenix Call, the right-handed hitting second baseman from UCLA.
The starting lineup for the Anglers: Austin Overn, Jaden Davis, Ike Irish 1 through 3, John Bay, Iva Arquette, Kyle Johnson 3 through 6, Kyle Lodies, Ty Dally, and Logan Poteet. We'll get to the defensive alignment here later on in the top of the first.
And the pitching matchup is a good one, presented by Red Nun Bar and Grill. The highly anticipated Chatham debut for Griffin Herring, the 6'2", 196-pound sophomore left-hander from LSU.
I talked to a couple scouts who are here. There are a lot of radar guns out behind home plate. Herring did not see a lot of starting action in his first 2 years at LSU. Primarily their main go-to guy out of the bullpen for long relief, but he gets a start here on Cape Cod, and he is a draft-eligible sophomore. So great reason to have some scouts out to see him.
More on Herring here throughout the top of the first inning. On the other side for YD, it's Braden Osbol, the 6'3", 205-pound sophomore righty from Kennesaw State. He gets the start in Game 2 for the Red Sox. Final throwdown from Logan Poteet, the catcher, and we're ready for first pitch here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. YD and Chatham for the first time here in 2024, live from Veterans Field with both teams at 1-0. Burris gets ready to bat here to start the game for YD. It's him, Kim, and Cade McGee to lead things off for the Red Sox. Herring, the lefty, on the third base side of the rubber, fiddles in his glove and readies up for his first ace pitch. The lefty deals, And Burris takes a strike on the outside corner, a fastball at 91, and we are underway. First pitch, 7:03. It is a gorgeous 64 degrees here in Chatham. Time and temp presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. 0-1 on the way to Burris. He swings and ropes it foul down the third base line. It falls foul, no balls and 2 strikes.
What a matchup to start your night. Drew Burris, one of the best freshmen in the country, over 20 homers in his freshman year at Georgia Tech, and Herring, one of the top stoppers in the country.
Herring's ahead 0-2, looking for his first strikeout. Here's the pitch. Burris bounces on the ground towards first. Ike Irish fields, has to make a long run to the bag, and he beats Burris there for the first down. One down, and the dog pound is already howling here at Veterans Field. Irish was off the bag, playing Burris away from first. He had to move a little bit to his right, and it was a foot race to the bag, and Irish won it for the first out of the inning. So that brings up Jonathan Kim, the left-handed hitting left fielder from Michigan, as the crowd settles down a bit with one away. And Kim looks at a first pitch fastball at the bottom of the zone, 90 miles an hour for strike 1. No score, top of the first inning, Chatham and YD in the Anglers' home opener here in the 2024 Cape season. All strikes so far from Herring, who nods and readies up with the 0-1. The LSU Tiger brings it home, and Kim chops it towards third. Arquette cuts off the shortstop Lodis, slings the throw over to first, 2 away. So we'll bring you the Chatham defensive alignment as presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream here in the first inning. The outfield from left to right is Kyle Johnson, Austin O'Verne, and John Bay. On the infield from right to left, Ike Irish and Jaden Davis on the right side, Kyle Lodis and Iva Arquette, those two on the left side. Logan Poteet does the catching. Here's Cade McGee with the bases empty and 2 away. First pitch he sees from Herring is a fastball that's the first ball thrown by the LSU lefty. Missed it at 91 with a fastball off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. McGee, the third baseman from Texas Tech, in the back of the box. And he swings and dribbles it foul off home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 ground outs to start the Anglers' debut for Griffin Herring. Looking for a 1-2-3 frame to bring his offense to the plate. A lineup that produced 11 runs in 7 innings yesterday at Wareham. 1-1. Swing and a ground ball towards third. Arquette again cuts off Lodis. Low arm slot throw to first. In time, he gets him again. A 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Herring. No hits for the YD Red Sox, and Herring rolls 3 ground balls. What a debut already for Griffin Herring, who shows off the fastball, and he gets the ground balls on some weak hit contact. We will head to the bottom of the first, where Austin O'Verne, Jaden Davis, and Ike Irish will be the batters for the Anglers here in the home debut of the 2024 season. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Bottom of the first coming up from Veterans Field here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Alongside Andrew Selover, I'm Jack Smith, high atop home plate here for the home opener of the Chatham A's 2024 season. And the A's come to the plate in a 0-0 tie here in the bottom of the first. Austin O'Verne, Jaden Davis, and Ike Irish, 2 lefties and a righty, will be the hitters for the A's in front of the home fans. Braden Osbolt, the starter for YD, is high atop the mound. He waits for Austin O'Verne to step into the box with his third baseman McGee playing O'Verne to bunt. Saw him do it yesterday. The speedy O'Verne takes a changeup that's a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. McGee is just a step off the grass, even with the third base bag. playing off the line. 1-0. Over and takes a strike. A fastball at 90 on the outer half. A ball and a strike. The first baseman, Sprock, is well off the bag, but he's playing deep against Overn, who pulled a double down the right field line his first at-bat yesterday. Here he shoots one towards short. On the backhand, Aloy has it, falling away, throws to first, safe! Sprock was off the bag, and Overn beats it out. He leads off another game for Chatham with a hit. Andrew with the speed of Austin Overn. That was going to be a tough play, but Vahiva Aloy made it close.
Yeah, really good play. I mean, most guys, that's an out on a Jeter-esque jump from deep in the hole, but Austin Overn has all the speed you could ask for and then some. Sheets talked about pregame. He wants to see his guys in action. Great chance here for Overn.
He has a big lead at first as Jaden Davis steps up. And the second baseman from Vanderbilt takes a fastball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the first inning here at Veterans Field. Runner aboard, nobody out as the Anglers batting for the first time tied 0-0 with the YD Red Sox. Overn takes off for second. The pitch is high. Here's the throw from Somm. It is on the money and in time. Overn's out at second, and there's one away. Andrew, a little Pac-12 on Pac-12 crime as the Stanford catcher guns down the USC center fielder for the first out.
A good jump from Overn, too. He got a running jump as he timed it up perfectly from Osbolt, and still he was gunned down.
So the base is now empty with 1 away. 2-0 the count on Jaden Davis, who takes a strike on the outside corner. A fastball at 93 miles an hour. Highest we've seen so far from Osbolt, 2-1. Osbolt, 6'3" from Kennesaw State, shakes a couple of times, now finds his sign. And he misses low, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, not close, 3-1. Osbolt, 205 pounds, entering his junior season at Kennesaw State. This past year, a 4.48 ERA. 3-1. Davis dribbles it foul back behind home plate, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Kennesaw State righty tossed 70 1/3 innings this season, 51 strikeouts to 25 walks, en route to being named All-Atlantic Sun Conference 3rd team member. 3-2 here to Davis, who swings and bounces it on the ground towards second. Call backs up, fields on the outfield grass, straightens up and throws out Davis at first, 2 away.
Now batting for the Anglers, the first baseman from Auburn, number 4, Irish.
Bottom of the first inning, no score between YD and Chatham. And after Overn singled and was thrown out, Davis bounces out, gives away to Ike Irish, with the bases still empty. 2 outs now in the bottom of the first. Left on right matchup as the Auburn catcher digs in, and he takes a first pitch fastball at 90 miles an hour off the plate outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Irish, normally a catcher at Auburn, but playing first base today for Chatham after going 2 for 3 in his Anglers debut with a pair of walks yesterday. Waiting for the pitch from Osbolt, who's into his windup. And Irish takes a strike. Fastball that cuts across the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrew, we have seen plenty of velo already for Osbolt, who's humming it in there in the mid-90s.
Sitting right now at 93 on a 5-pitch mix.
1-1 on the way. And Irish takes one at the knees for strike 2. 93 miles an hour, bottom of the zone. And the Anglers down to their last strike here in the first. It's 1-2.
A sinker and a cutter, but primarily a 4-seam fastball and then a changeup and a slider.
1-2. Irish looks at the first breaking ball we've seen down in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one looked like a slider at 86 that bounced off home plate into the chest protector of Charlie Somm, the catcher, who's already made his imprint here in the first inning, throwing out Austin Overn. 2-2 home. And Irish golfs it foul over the third base dugout, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes still. Irish looking to reach for John Bay, who stands on deck. Infield straight up, shadows creeping across the infield dirt. Have not quite made it to the mound yet, where Osbolt kicks and fires. And Irish bounces it up the first base line, curling foul, and it's just a step to the right of the first base bag where Sprock picks it up, foul ball. Excellent crowd on hand here for the home opener of the 2024 season for Chatham. Bleachers completely filled, covered in sunlight, and the berm filling up with lawn chairs and cars on Depot Road. Another 2-2. Irish again stays alive, bounces it back to the YD dugout, still 2-2. Andrew, you had a better grasp on this. You had a whole season here. How good is this crowd for the Anglers?
Not super shocking for opening day, I'll say that. But, I mean, to be here for first pitch, all of these people, the stand's completely full.
Irish again fouls it off. A fastball in on the hands at 94 that he flips out of play over the netting and back behind home plate. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans are already loud, trying to match the Anglers' dugout, which has been raucous these first 2 games. Another 2-2. Irish in the air towards center. Long run Burris. He gives way to the left fielder Kim, and in the gap, Kim makes the catch for the final out of the inning. The A's get a hit from Austin Overn to start the frame, but he is thrown out trying to steal. Davis grounds out, and Ike Irish a fly ball to center. Heading to the top of the second, Herring heading back out for Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. And you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is John Armstrong from Auburn University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Welcome back here from Veterans Field for the top of the second inning. No score between YD and Chatham. And Andrew Griffin Herring back out for a second inning of work in his highly anticipated debut for the Anglers. He rolled 3 ground balls in the first inning. None of them hit hard.
Yeah, he kept the ball on the infield. He keeps the ball down, and really weak contact from all 3 batters to the plate. He got in on the hands of every batter he faced. And, you know, you talk to some of these pitchers, that's what they love, the ability to do over the summer with the wood bats.
He'll face 2 righties and a lefty here in the second. Starts with Easton Carmichael, the DH from Oklahoma. A deep breath for Herring, high atop the hill. From the windup he deals. And Carmichael takes a slider off the plate inside. 1 ball and no strikes. It's Carmichael, then Vahiva Aloy and Jake Brown, the 3 duet for YD. Herring basked in the shadows now. Stares at his catcher Poteet, who's in the sun. And a 1-0 slider is off the plate outside. 2 balls and no strikes. It's a 3-pitch mix for Griffin Herring. A fastball, a slider that's his best off-speed pitch, and a changeup he's really trying to work on here on the Cape. 2-0. Carmichael a swing and a miss on a fastball up above the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. He was primarily fastball slider at LSU this season, where he spun a 1.79 ERA in 50 1/3 innings pitched. 2-1 offering. Carmichael goes down and taps it back towards the Anglers' dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But Andrew, a big part of the Cape League is developing, not just trying to strike guys out, pitch well, but you're trying to develop your pitches for when you go back to school next year, as Herring looks to be a part of the LSU rotation.
You also want to prove to some scouts in the building you can do it too.
2-2. Went with the fastball, missed upstairs at 92. So the count rolls full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the second inning, no score between YD and Chatham. Easton Carmichael looking to be the Red Sox first base runner. Herring from the windup, payoff on the way. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. First K for Griffin Herring comes for the first out in the top of the second.
The fastball's always been good. Not a whole lot of need to work on that this summer.
92 miles an hour up above the hands, and he gets the chase for his first K in an Anglers uniform. And that brings up Vahiva Aloy, the shortstop from Arkansas. Right-handed hitter, High stance in the back of the box. And Aloy takes a slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Not a lot of separation in terms of velocity between his fastball and slider. We've seen the fastball top at 92. That breaking ball came in at 87. 0-1. There's the changeup, and it's nubbed out towards first. Irish off the bag. Underhand flip to Herring, covering in time for out number 2. 5 up and 5 down so far for Griffin Herring.
It's important, too, you mentioned the changeup. If you want to be a starter in the SEC, to have 3 pitches and throw them all well. Herring, a lot of LSU fans thought could have been a starter this season. Certainly expected to be a starter if he returns to the Tigers next year.
He is a draft-eligible sophomore. I think he'd also say, in order to pitch in the major leagues, you need 3 pitches. 0-1 here. Rather, the first pitch. Scoreboard not quite updated here at Veterans Field. It's strike 1 to Jake Brown, his LSU teammate, the right fielder for the Tigers in the back of the left-hand batter's box. Base is empty, 2 away, and an 0-1 breaking ball misses well high at 79. Came out of the hand weird of Griffin Herring, 1 ball and 1 strike. So a left-on-left matchup, Tiger versus Tiger, as Herring shakes and finds the sign he wants. Nods his head from the windup. He kicks and deals. And Brown nubs it towards second. Davis charges. He fields cleanly, flips it over to first. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Herring. The Anglers coming back up in the bottom of the second. No score yet between YD and Chatham. We've got more baseball for you here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network coming up.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Part of the order for Chatham here in the bottom of the second inning. No score between YD and the A's, and it's 4-5-6 for the Anglers. Bay, Arquette, and Johnson, 3 righties coming to the plate against Braden Osbolt, who faced the minimum in the first. Completely entrenched in the shadows, he deals to John Bay, and first pitch swinging, loops it in the air towards left. Kim races on, the left fielder makes the catch with his right hand for out number 1. Looked like it had a chance, Andrew, to get down, but the ball carried far enough to Kim, and it's 1 pitch and 1 out for Osbolt here in the second. Iva Arquette will now dig in, back of the box for the UW Husky, playing third base today for Chatham. And he takes a strike, slider that's in there at 85, no balls and 1 strike to count. Our umpires today, Mickey Garcia behind home plate, Jake Brickta is at first, and Mike Rabideau is at third. Osbolt kicks and deals, and Arquette golfs it in the air, high center field. Burris races back, he gets to the track, he stops, and he reaches up to make the catch. Pulls down out number 2. And the Chatham Anglers going quickly here so far in the second.
With a wood bat, that's a long way to get it out of this ballpark to center field. 390, but with these wood bats, plays a lot longer, and the wind not really doing a whole lot tonight.
Umpires presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. And quickly after 2 outs, Kyle Johnson comes up. Right-handed hitting left fielder from Duke. Swings and misses at pitch number 1 from Braden Osbolt. No balls and a strike. 80-mile-an-hour changeup below the zone that Johnson went golfing for. Osbolt from the windup delivers. That's strike 2 on the outside corner. Fastball painted at 86. No balls and 2 strikes.
Mickey Garcia, your home plate umpire. Jake Brichta over at first. Mike Rabideau down the line at third.
Quickly 0-2 to Johnson as the A's look to avoid going 1-2-3. And Johnson takes strike 3 called. 94 on the outer black for strike 3. So that'll do it for the A's here in the second. Both teams scoreless through the first 2. We head to the top of the third inning. Herring coming back out. No score yet between YD and Chatham.
Chatham A's on the air.
In the park, but meantime, south of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, London town. You check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords.
We move on to the top of the third inning. Still no score between YD and Chatham. In the bottom third of the Red Sox order will come to the plate looking to do something against Griffin Herring, who's gone 6 up and 6 down. It'll be 3 righties for YD. Charlie Somm, the catcher, Ryan Sprock, the first baseman, and Phoenix Call, who will play second and bat ninth. Herring nods. He's got his sign from Poteet, the catcher. First pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs to Charlie Somm, the catcher from Stanford. Did not see any action yesterday for YD as the Red Sox walked it off in 10 innings, 2-1. 1-0. That's in there for a strike with a slider up near the top of the zone. Catches the upper left quadrant, 1 ball and 1 strike. Herring calm atop the mound, the 1-1. That slider is too far off the inside corner, 2-1. Andrew, yesterday, and the first day of the Cape League season with the 10-run rule in effect, we saw 3-run rule games out of all 5 played on Cape Cod. 2-1 and a swing and a miss, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I guess that's why you put the rule in. If it's gonna impact things, that's why you put it in. I like the rule. I don't know about you, but you save some pitchers some innings here in this league.
2-2 the count on Charlie Somm. Here's the pitch. He thought about going around at a breaking ball down in the dirt, but he holds up his swing, according to Jake Brichta, the first base umpire, and the count moves full here to start the top of the third.
Especially some innings for these guys when it doesn't really matter. I haven't seen a whole lot of 10-run comebacks in the last 2 innings of games.
Maybe not with a wooden bat. 3-2. Somm strikes out swinging. He chased the fastball at 91, and that's the second strikeout for Griffin Herring.
I will tell you, Chatham came back at Katuitt from 10 down last year, but not in the last 2 innings. That happened over the course of the game.
The Red Sox really the one team to play a close game. Boy, was it a good one with that 2-1 walk-off victory at home for YD. Here's Ryan Sprock. Right-hander takes a fastball in there for strike 1.
Fun little nugget for you, though. That game, a 10-run comeback at Katuitt last year, ended as a tie due to a lack of sunlight.
0-1. Swing and a miss. A dirty breaking ball below the zone from Herring. No balls and 2 strikes. I've never been a fan of ties in baseball, but I accept it if no one can see. 0-2 on the way. Way high with a fastball. Barely caught by Poteet, the catcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Can you paint the picture? Just what was visible and what was not?
A lot. Game could have kept going.
It's all about safety. 1-2. Another check swing. And no swing. Again, says Brickta. Sprock able to hold up on the fastball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score between YD and Chatham here in the top of the third. Anglers home opener in 2024.
They needed that disco baseball that's been invented.
2-2. Down in the dirt. It skips away from Poteet and the count moves full. Cosmic Baseball and the Coastal Plains League with the Tri-City Chili Peppers. Glow-in-the-dark baseballs, bats, uniforms. Certainly doesn't seem safe, but it's awesome. Another 3-2 count for Herring, who finds the sign he wants from Poteet. From the windup, the LSU lefty deals, and it's fouled away. Sprock just caught a piece and popped it up over home plate and out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One of the first souvenirs we've seen for the kids out here at Veterans Field. First time the Anglers can cheer on their team from home in 2024. Herring another deep breath and another 3-2. Another foul ball, this one further into the parking lot behind home plate. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Got to be happy if you're Scott Pickler, longtime manager of YD, forcing Herring to throw a few more pitches here. 19 pitches through 2 frames.
Pitch count at 32 now. Here's the 33rd. A check swing up at the top of the zone. No swing on a fastball that misses high. And the Red Sox have their first base runner. Ryan Sprock draws a 1-out walk. Certainly in the 50-50 zone, whether Sprock went or not, but he was able to hold up his swing, and a patient at bat earns him first base. So for the first time, we will see Griffin Herring work from the stretch. The lefty sets his sights on Phoenix Call, the right-handed hitting second baseman from UCLA, batting with a runner at first, 1 out. Herring deals, and a fastball misses outside at 89, 1 ball and no strikes. Sun setting behind the foliage out in left field. Still in the eyes of the fans behind home plate, but they are out in full force, as are the Anglers fans out on the berm and right center and center. This fastball misses high from Herring. He's fallen back in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Call went 0 for 2 yesterday in that win for YD. Batting in the 9th spot today for Scott Pickler and playing second. Sprock off first. And the 2-0. That breaking ball's in there for his strike. Herring choosing that pitch as the one he wanted to throw when he needed one. He gets it in there, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Fastball's been a bit erratic. You've seen him lose a couple well above the zone.
Sprock takes a further lead. Bent over, 1 hand down, wiggling his fingers. Herring stares there, comes home. And a pop-up behind home plate foul. He's back in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Middle infield, double play depth for the Anglers. Kyle Lodis, the shortstop, chatting with Jaden Davis, talking about who's going to cover second if Ryan Sprock decides to take off from first. 2 middle infielders now back away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Herring winds and fires and misses off the plate outside with that changeup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We haven't seen him throw a great changeup yet. We've seen some good four-seam fastballs and sliders, but the changeup hasn't quite been there. The pitch he's been tinkering with this year. Another 3-2 count, 3rd in a row for Herring. The lefty delivers. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Mickey Garcia punches him out on 89 at the knees, and there's 2 away. 3rd strikeout for Griffin Herring is the 2nd out here in the 3rd.
Lost the first battle, long AB from Sprock. He stands at first base with the walk. That's a great battle back. First time from the stretch. Herring starting to figure things out here in the top of the 3rd.
Got to figure it out quickly with Drew Burris at the plate. Center fielder from Georgia Tech takes it a little bit low. A slider down in the dirt that Poteet now finds 1 ball and no strikes. Burris grounded out to first, his first time up. Did hit it 90 miles an hour and almost beat Ike Irish to the bag. But he's 0 for 1 today against the starter Griffin Herring. 1-0 on the way. Burris uncorks and pops it up foul. He was aiming for Depot Road. Came up just empty, 1 ball and 1 strike.
People continue to file onto Depot Road. Crowd just getting bigger and bigger.
Cars might be a little bit close. Dangerous if a lefty was at the plate. Burris or righty? 1-1. He takes a changeup down in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Definitely don't want to park out there during batting practice.
Well, the players are parking it out there during batting practice. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first, 2 outs. No score here in the top of the 3rd between Whitey and Chatham. And a half-hearted pick over to first from Griffin Herring. Chases Sprock back to the bag as he dives in. No hits yet for YD. The first base runner for the Red Sox came in this inning. Ryan Sprock, who walked, is at first. Herring to Burris, 2-1. Swing and a miss as Burris now falls over. His right knee touching home plate. Herring folded him with a breaking ball on the outside corner, 2-2. Well, he's taken 2 big hacks. 3rd one has to be for the team. Here as Burris looks to prolong the 3rd. 2-2, 2 outs. Herring comes home. Down in the dirt, Poteet picks it up off his chest protector. Runner on the move, he is out at second. Quick tag from Lodis to get him. Now what a throw from Logan Poteet. He found it late and he made a quick throw in time to get him. No runs on no hits, 1 walk and a couple of strikeouts for the Red Sox here in the 3rd. We head to the bottom part of the inning as Lodis, Daly, and Poteet will hit for the A's on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
To be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Bottom of the 3rd here from Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. I'm Jack Smith, Andrew Selover to my left as we watch on high atop home plate for the Chatham A's home opener here in 2024. Bottom 3rd of the order for Chatham, starting with Kyle Lodis. And the right-handed hitting shortstop takes a strike at 91 on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. No score here as 5 zeros have been put on the board by Griffin Herring and Braden Osbolt. Just 1 hit between these 2 squads. As Lodis taps it foul back behind home, off the catcher saw him, no balls and 2 strikes. The hit came to start the game for Austin Overn for Chatham. He was then thrown out trying to steal. So there's a chance with a 1-2-3 inning here for Osbolt that both starting pitchers will face the minimum through the first 3 innings. 0-2 on the way. And Lodis takes a fastball off the plate outside, just barely away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one at 94 from Osbolt, who's got 1 strikeout. He's gotten 3 flyouts and a ground ball that came back in the first. 1-2 home. Down in the dirt with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2 the count. Lodis did not get a plate appearance yesterday in the 11-1 win over Wareham for Chatham. Came in, though, as a pinch runner and defensive replacement. Here he hits a high fly ball to left. Kim racing back. He's at the track. He leaps into the wall, and he pulls it down. crashing into the left center field wall. Kim makes another strong catch, and that's the first out here at the bottom of the third.
Lodis gave him a little helmet tip as he rounded second base. Great play. Not sure if that one would have stayed in the ballpark. Borderline on whether that was a robbery of a home run or not.
It went 347 feet. He needed a couple more inches to get it over the wall. Here's Ty Daly, who takes a skipping breaking ball down in the dirt for ball one. Lodis in a 2-strike count really got a nice swing off. It was off the bat at 93. The one away, base is empty. 1-0 to Daly. He swings and chops it up the first baseline in foul territory. Sprock Fields throws it back to his pitcher Osbolt. The count at 1-1. Daly started in right for Chatham yesterday. Today, the product of Mercer DHs for the A's. Went 1 for 3 in his Anglers debut last night. He awaits the 1-1 from Osbolt with the infield slightly playing him to pull. Shortstop Aloy is pulled behind the bag at second and on the outfield grass. Long wait for Osbolt, who finds his sign. From the windup, the 1-1. And Daly takes a fastball off the plate outside at 94, and the count shifts to 2 balls and a strike. Logan Poteet, the catcher, who threw out a runner last inning, waits on deck. Osbolt hides his face in his glove, comes home, and Daly shoots it high in the air to center. Burris ranging over to his left, a couple of hops and in front of the warning track. The center fielder puts it away for out number 2.
Now batting for the Anglers, the catcher from Vanderbilt, number 1, Logan.
A couple of nice swings here, Andrew, for the Anglers. That was a fastball right down the middle that Daly sent out at 96. But here in the inning, they've got nothing to show for it.
Daly just missed it. He has plenty of power to get it out to right center, but just under it enough to keep it in the ballpark.
So here's the right-handed catcher, Logan Poteet. First pitch to him, and Poteet takes one on the outside corner at 87, a slider that buckles the knees for strike 1. Still scoreless here at Veterans Field, bottom of the third between YD and Chatham. Sun has now disappeared behind the foliage and left. The 0-1 is in there for strike 2, and Poteet behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And with the sun falling behind the trees, means that the entire playing surface now covered in shadows, and the fans can take off their sunglasses behind home plate. 0-2. Poteet takes one off the plate outside, 94, but a good foot off the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Poteet looking to extend the inning, bring the leadoff man Austin O'Verne to the plate. 2 away, base is empty. Osbolt searches for his sign, brings it home. And he misses upstairs with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left side of the infield playing back for the powerful Poteet. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's down in the dirt as Osbolt slips and falls on the mound. It dirties up the white pants as the count moves to 3-2, but he looks to be okay. So a full count with 2 outs. No score between YD and Chatham. Osbolt looking to put an exclamation point on the first third of this game. The right-hander from Kennesaw State kicks and deals. And Poteet dribbles it foul. Back behind home plate into the home plate on deck circle, where Austin O'Verne picks it up. Hands it to the ball boy here at Veterans Field. Still 3-2 on Poteet, the catcher. And 1 at-bat yesterday, he went 0 for 1. A strikeout with the bases loaded. 3-2. He swings and lines it off the facing of the YD Red Sox dugout. Still 3-2. Poteet, a .241 average this past year at Vanderbilt. Did have 3 home runs in just 9 games for the Commodores this year. Here comes another 3-2. And Poteet strikes out swinging. Chase the changeup below the zone. And that ends the frame for Chatham. No runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on base, and both teams have sent up the minimum through the first 3 innings. I'll be handing things over to Andrew Selover for play-by-play in the top of the 4th. Chatham and YD still scoreless at 0. 1 hit for the Anglers, none for the Red Sox, and Griffin Herring, the lefty, heading back out for the top of the 4th. Stick with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. More Chatham A's baseball on the way next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Hey, this is Sheets, your manager from the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to the Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
First home game under Sheets for the Chatham A's, and we head to the top of the fourth, still scoreless here at Veterans Field. Drew Burris leads things off for YD against Griffin Herring. His first pitch sails high for ball one. I'm Andrew Selover, back with Jack Smith. Great to be with you on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Drew Burris saw a handful of pitches the last half inning before his AB was cut short. The 1-0 is a slider tapped foul off the helmet of Logan Poteet before it rolls all the way back to the brick backstop. Top of the third ended prematurely after Poteet gunned down Ryan Sprock to end the inning. Burris bats again. The 1-1 is hammered out towards center field. Long run back for Auvergne. He's at the track. He drifts back. He leaps. He makes the play. 5 feet shy of the center field 385 sign. Auvergne has it as he swiveled his hips around to make the play.
Auvergne gets a little payback for Kyle Lodis after Kim, the left fielder for YD, maybe robbed him of a home run. Auvergne takes extra bases away from Burris.
That one probably one hops off the wall. He was playing rather shallow against Burris and had to get on his horse to make the play. First pitch swinging, strike one on a slider in the dirt. Jonathan Kim 0 for 1 to start his day. Griffin Herring still has faced the minimum, nearing the 50 pitch mark. 0-1, here comes the 49th offering. Squared around a bunt. Did he go around as the pitch sailed high? No, he didn't. Kim moved his whole body through the batter's box to try and get out of the way. And so Chatham appealed to see if it was a swing on the pullback of the bunt. It was not.
Probably had the motion like he was going to bunt, but I think it was pretty clear all he was trying to do was get out of the way.
Instead of 1-1, and it comes up and hits him. A slider inside. Either caught a piece of the elbow guard or maybe the chin strap. But Jonathan Kim reaches base. Second free pass that's been allowed by Herring. He walks Ryan Sprock back in the third. Still hasn't given up a hit. Only hit of the ball game belongs to Chatham's leadoff hitter, Austin Auvergne, with a single in the bottom of the first. 1 out and 1 on for Cade McGee. Scoreless here, Chatham and YD, top of 4. Herring staring straight over at first. He deals home. A fastball that rides outside.
Back to the hit by pitch. It looked like Kim got hit in the elbow, but he didn't really move all that much. Seemed like he was fine getting on that way, as the Red Sox have struggled to put anyone on first against Herring.
I'd be fine taking the hit by pitch for the team if Herring's moving as well as he has been through the lineup. His 1-0 runner goes. It misses high. Throw down from Poteet. Tag applied. Another caught stealing. 2 for 2 behind the dish for Logan Poteet. He put that one on the money again. Kyle Lodis over to cover, applied the tag straight down to the right hand of Jonathan Kim, and now Chatham 1 out away from ending the top of the 4th. 2-0 pitch from Herring, misses low. He's quickly behind 3-0 after the 1-0 missed high, but it was a perfect pitch to throw down for Poteet.
Poteet works pretty slowly behind there, but he's got a cannon of an arm.
3-0 pitch. That one paints the outside corner with the heater. 3-1 the count. Cade McGee grounded out to end the top of the 1st. He hit it on 2 hops over to Iva Arquette at 3rd. 3-1. Slider slides inside to the righty. Ball 4. Second walk to go along with the hit by pitch, and that draws Eric Beatty, Chatham's pitching coach, out of the third base dugout, and he signals down to the bullpen. So Griffin Herring couldn't quite make his way out of the top of the 4th, and he will exit here in the top of the 4th inning with a runner on first base, Cade McGee, after a 2-out walk, and 2 Whitey Red Sox retired. In the end, Herring will face 1 over the minimum through 3 2/3. Line not quite finalized yet, and we'll get you the Chatham reliever when we return here to Veterans Field. The Anglers are going to the pen for a righty, and we'll get you that new reliever for Chatham. On the other side, still scoreless, top of the 4th, and a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Long as I remember, the rain been coming down, clouds of mist drift pouring, confusion on the ground. Could be through the ages, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain. I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, watch the tower grow. 5-year plans, a new deal, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain.
A Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen for the first time tonight. Comes in the top of the 4th here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Griffin Herring's night is done. His first outing in a Chatham uniform is a successful one. He exits with no runs through as of now. 2 outs in the top of the 4th, and a runner, Cade McGee, standing over at first base. His replacement, a side armor out of Auburn, the junior righty John Armstrong, enters the game for the first time this summer on the Cape. Marietta, Georgia native, stands at 5'11", 225 pounds in the Chatham all-white jerseys. First batter that he will face is a righty, Easton Carmichael. Carmichael struck out swinging. He was the first strikeout victim of the night for Herring. Armstrong deals, and the first pitch is slapped foul into the netting just past the first base dugout, housing the Red Sox. 0-1.
We saw the starter for Chatham yesterday, Evan Crest, go 3 1/3 before he was pulled when a base runner got aboard. This time for Herring, it's 3 2/3 as the pitch count started to climb.
0-1. Dips down below the knees. 1-1 the count. Herring's pitch count got to 55 tonight, and that was the end of the line. 1-1. Another breaking ball that crosses the plate outside into the left-hand batter's box. 2-1 the count.
In the end, a successful debut for Herring. 3 2/3, didn't give up a hit, walked a couple. We'll see if he allows a run. The runner at first, McGee, is his responsibility.
As the 2-1 is cut on and missed. Took a whole lot off it, 74 miles per hour as it just slowly crawled over the inside corner. Carmichael way out in front of it. Deuces are wild, runner at first, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. From the stretch, the pitch is hammered out towards left center field. Long run for Johnson, he won't get there, it one hops the wall. O'Verne is there to grab it, he throws it to the cutoff man, stop sign at third. Lodis can't get the throw in there as it was a wide turn for Cade McGee, but he scrambled back to the bag safely. A 2-out double puts 2 in scoring position. Easton Carmichael with the first hit of the night for the Red Sox.
YD probably excited to see Griffin Herring out of the game. They jumped right on that pitch. Came in at 75, was sent out at 96. As Armstrong left it out over the heart of the plate, Carmichael made him pay.
Brings up Vahiva Aloy. Shortstop grounded out to first base his first time through. Another right-on-right matchup for Armstrong. His pitch is bounced on 2 hops over to third. Arquette has it. He hops. He throws to first in time to eliminate the threat and keep us scoreless halfway through 4. First time tonight that either team has gotten a runner into scoring position. The Red Sox had 2 on with 2 out at second and third, but that's when Armstrong forces a ground out from Vahiva Aloy to end the threat. Griffin Herring's night is done. He gives up no runs officially through 3 2/3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th, still searching for runs on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
A pitcher's duel here at Veterans Field halfway through 4. Chatham trying to get the first runs on the scoreboard at Veterans Field in 2024. And the top of the lineup is on to try and do so. Braden Osbolt still in the game for YD. Austin O'Verne to the plate, the pitch. Pounds the zone on the outside corner. Fastball at 89. O'Verne does have the only hit of the game for Chatham. Just 1 hit on either side. 0-1. On the outside corner, almost an identical pitch. Again, 89 miles per hour. And again, outer black, 0-2. O'Verne steps out, resettles, he's back in, he awaits. And he takes just outside. 1-2 the count.
Osbolt got 2 calls on that corner. He went back out there to see if he could get over to swing at it or if he can get an even wider call.
He still remains ahead in the count, 1-2. Glove to the face. He turns and offers. Swing and a miss. Pops out of the mitt of the catcher Sam, who applies the tag before O'Verne could take off for first. And that's a 3rd strikeout tonight for Braden Osbolt. It starts the bottom of the 4th.
And it was all fastballs to Austin O'Verne. I feel like we've seen about 85 to 90% heaters from Osbolt. He's much more confident in the fastball right now than the breaking ball, and it's paying off.
He goes to work on Jaden Davis. Starts him with a breaking ball, but it missed. Just outside. Right on right matchup here with one down in the bottom of the fourth. Still no score. Chatham and YD. 1-0. That's the outside corner. Heater, 91. 1-1. Jaden Davis, a great first night in the Chatham A's jersey in Wareham yesterday. 3 RBIs. 1-1. His bounced foul at the plate. It rolls slowly back to the left of the Chatham script in white paint behind the dish. A new addition this year at Veterans Field. Chatham's new manager, Sheets, was out there with the coaching staff the last 2 days, spraying that on. 1-2. 2 hops to the third base side. It's a fair ball. A long throw across the diamond is true. Great play by Cade McGee on the run behind the third base bag. All his momentum taking him towards the Chatham dugout, had to sidearm it, and he made it on the fly into the mitt of his first baseman, Ryan Sprock.
Well, everyone's playing tip-top defense here today, Andrew. Whether it's in left, center, or at third, the gloves are gold today.
Not quite the case yesterday for the Red Sox, but it was for the A's. 2 outs for Ike Irish at the plate for Chatham. First pitch to him. On the outside corner to the lefty. He looks into the blue sky as the sun sets in Chatham with frustration. Thought it was outside. YD had 2 errors yesterday. Still 1. 0-1 pitch. That one just outside. Even in the count. Red Sox did not allow an earned run. They did give up 1 at home against Brewster and then walked it off in the 10th. 2-1. 1-1 to Irish. His sliced foul. Third base side. 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the fourth for Braden Osbolt. He's just crested the 50 pitch mark. He shakes off the first sign he sees. Now he's ready. His 1-2. Just missed. He was headed to the dugout, but it was an inch or 2 low on the outside corner. Took 3 steps towards that first base dugout. Now he's back on the right side of the rubber. He's ready for a 2-2. That time it's strike 3 looking. At the knees, Irish sent back to the third base dugout, and Chatham goes down easy. 1-2-3, and it's still 0-0 through 4 at Veterans Field. Anglers and Red Sox desperately needing some offense. Just 2 hits between the 2 squads as we head to the top of the 5th. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball, only on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Like to tell you about now, baby. You know, she comes around. Just about 5 feet 4. From her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here. Just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G. L. Y. Oh, yeah. G. L. Y. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shout it all night. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shout it every day. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
First full inning of work on the mound for John Armstrong upcoming as we head to the top of the 5th here at Veterans Field. I'm Andrew Selover. I've got Jack Smith with me here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, the home opener for the Anglers in 2024. And John Armstrong trying to keep it a scoreless game between two 1-0 squads here to start the year. He faces 6, 7, and 8. First pitch to Jake Brown is a fastball in there for strike one, despite the fact that it dropped out of the mitt of Logan Poteet, went through his legs about 10 feet behind the batter's box. A lot of times you don't get the strike when your catcher doesn't receive it. That time Chatham still does get ahead in the count, 0-1.
Normally pitchers have to shake off frustration.
And Armstrong, no frustration here. He's ahead 0-2. Breaking ball in on the hands, bounced foul by Brown. Jake Brown 0 for 1 tonight, faced off against his LSU teammate and grounded out to second base when he trotted to the dish against Griffin Herring back in the second. 0-2 pitch. That time tapped foul, first base side, rolls right through the dirt coaching boxes. Rolls about 10 feet beyond it, where first base coach for the Red Sox picks it up, throws it into the Whitey dugout. Still 0-2 Armstrong, a long stare in. Pitch clock still hasn't started. And his pitch just missed low. 1-2 the count.
Book officially closed on Griffin Herring as Armstrong was able to strand the inherited runner. 3 2/3, no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts in the anticipated debut for the LSU lefty.
Seems like we might have a pitch clock error. It wasn't starting. Now we got it going. 1-2. That time bounced in fair territory, first base side. Armstrong takes it himself to the bag and makes the play. That could have been trouble because Ike Irish was not covering the bag. Both he and Armstrong went for the ball, and Armstrong took it himself. Momentum headed that way, and he beat out the base runner Jake Brown for the first out.
Really athletic play by the pitcher Armstrong, proving pitchers are athletes too. It's so tough because you have such a limited distance to decide, am I picking this baseball up? And then if you do, you have to make sure you grab it and change course to angle yourself to first base.
The unusual one unassisted. Right on right matchup against Charlie Somm. First pitch. That misses and skips all the way to the backstop, where one of Chatham's 2 bat boys tonight races out to grab it. Matching the team in the all-white jerseys. New this year, Chatham hasn't had an all-white jersey in a while. 1-0 missed inside. 2-0 the count. A's have their usual white pinstripe jerseys that are still available this year. But this an all-white plain jersey. 2-0 pitch. Curves over the inside half. Strike one. It's got red numbers on the front, blue numbers on the back. 2-1 pitch. That time missed outside. Too much break on that breaking ball from Armstrong. 3-1 the count. Big hole up the middle. Chatham has the righty. Somm played to pull, and the pitch misses low. Ball 4 and a 1-out free pass here in the top of the 5th. Chatham's given up a few of those tonight. Third walk issued by the A's staff, along with the hit by pitch. Only given up 1 hit. That was a double back in the 4th. Did not come back to bite the A's.
Chatham walked 3 all of last night. Of course, it was only 7 innings, Andrew, with the run rule. But both Herring and Armstrong a little bit more out of the zone than we saw from Chatham's 3 pitchers yesterday.
YD staff has done a much better job than Wareham last night in silencing this A's offense. Still, both teams just 1 hit on the night. Logan Poteet, a quick trot out to the mound to talk things over with Armstrong, and now he's back behind the dish, giving signs out to his reliever. Runner on first, 1 out. First pitch home. Misses low to Ryan Sprock. Sprock also reached first base back in the 3rd. That came on a walk too. He was then thrown out trying to steal second base. 1-0 home. Rides inside, 2-0.
Think the Red Sox are going to try and run on Logan Poteet again?
Probably not. Some would say 3rd time's the charm, but 2 for 2 behind the dish tonight for Poteet, getting his first start this summer. 2-0 pitch. Again, outside in the dirt. That one hopped into the backhand of Poteet, 3-0, and all of a sudden, Armstrong really struggling to command the baseball. Receiving some words of encouragement from his manager, Sheets. He's behind in the count 3-0. One out, looks over to first. Now fires home. And the breaking ball lands over the heart at 74 for strike one. Armstrong this season at Auburn, his third year with the Tigers, a 1-2 record, a 4.01 ERA. His pitch slides outside, ball four. So 2 5-pitch walks consecutively to the 7 and 8 hitters in the YD lineup. Put 2 on with 1 out for the 9-hole hitter, Phoenix Call. Call bats from the right side. Chatham goes double play depth up the middle. Could really use a twin killing to get out of this half inning, keep it scoreless. Top of the 5th, YD and Chatham at Veterans Field. First pitch home. Breaking ball at the knees, strike one.
Chatham does have an arm getting loose in the bullpen. It's a righty trying to get the ID on you here down the left field line.
Some red lights flashing in the distance on Depot Road. The fire trucks returning back home. Before the game, they had the ladder out hanging the big American flag for the national anthem. That has since been retracted. Armstrong gets the sign from Poteet. 10 seconds to throw home. His 0-1. Swing and a miss. Pulled him inside with a changeup. 0-2. First time in 3 batters that Armstrong has gotten ahead in the count after he issued 2 walks to Somm, who's at second, Sprock over at first. Both big leads. 0-2 pitch. Just missed outside. Poteet, the catcher, loved it. Points back with positivity to the mound, but couldn't quite get a strike call. Chatham has Pittsburgh's Phil Fox up in the pen, should they need to go there, here in the top of the 5th. Pitching coach Eric Beatty trying to get a little more life out of John Armstrong. 1-2. Rides outside. He's got 3 2/3 from Griffin Herring. They've gotten 2 outs, 1 to end the 4th, and 1 here in the top of the 5th from John Armstrong. He works from a 3/4 release. And his 2-2 is tapped foul at the plate. Caught a piece of the batter call before he could make it out of the right-hand batter's box.
Chatham controlled the whole way yesterday, but 2 double plays were turned, both by Chance Cox out of the bullpen, that really stifled any chance of Wareham coming back. Of course, the Anglers would love one here as well.
Those in back-to-back innings, 4th and the 5th. Here in the top of the 5th, a twin killer could get them out of a jam. Another 2-2. Slapped foul over the netting, first base side. Onto the Little League field, where about 10 youngsters are out there playing and chasing after that free souvenir.
Armstrong has the delivery that does tend to induce ground balls. Throws a sinker, bends into the hands of righties.
An extended battle with Phoenix Call, who waves the wood bat through the zone and awaits. And takes outside. Full count on a slider that just moved too much away from the right-hander. Walks were not a big issue this year for Armstrong. In 33 2/3, he struck out 45, only walked 18. In danger of 3 walks here in the inning to load the bases. An extended wait for the sign. He comes to the stretch. 3-2 pitch is looped to second base, and it drops down past the second baseman. Davis into center field. O'Vern bobbles it, and that allows the runner Somm to score easily without a throw. And YD has the game's first lead here in the top of the 5th. An RBI single from the 9-hole hitter, Phoenix Call, gives the Red Sox a 1-0 advantage. With that, Eric Beatty, standing outside of the Chatham dugout, now makes the slow walk to the mound across the third base chalk line.
The Chatham Anglers and the nonprofit
No signal yet to the bullpen from Eric Beatty as he's greeted on top of the mound. And now he takes the baseball from his reliever, John Armstrong, who made it just 2/3 of an inning in relief of Griffin Herring. He's given up one here in the 5th, and he leaves with 2 still on the base paths and 1 out as we approach the halfway mark here at Veterans Field. Another Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen for the Anglers with 1 out in the top of the 5th. We'll get you the new A's reliever to try and get out of the jam when we return. You're listening to Chatham Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we'd never get far. Oh, when I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah, I always wanna be there. Those were the best days of my life. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. Spend my evenings down at the drive-in, and that's when I met you, yeah. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that you'd wait forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. Man, we were killing time. We were young and restless. We needed to unwind. I guess nothing can last forever,
Back here in the top of the 5th, Phil Fox, the new reliever for the Chatham Anglers, on a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen. And he meets the top of the YD lineup with 2 on and 1 out, trailing 1-0. Drew Burris to the plate. Fox looks back to second, he pitches, and he misses up and in. Snap back throw to first, not in time. Logan Poteet not showing any nerves back behind the plate as he tried to pick off the back runner Phoenix Call. If that one's maybe a little lower and the tag's quicker, he might have him. Close play at first, but the throw came in right about the head of Ike Irish, so a long way to get the tag down. Fox is 1-0 to Burris. That one's in there. Strike 1 with a fastball at 93 miles per hour. This season with Pittsburgh, Phil Fox was unbelievable. In 23 appearances out of the bullpen, a 1.47 earned run average. Pitched 36 2/3 innings, giving up just 7 runs, 6 of them earned. He struck out 45 to just 3 walks. He pitches with Ryan Sprock leading off of second and Phoenix Call off of first. ACC battle, 1-1 pitch. Dots the inside corner at the knees. 93 on the gun, 1-2. Burris, a star freshman out of Georgia Tech. And Phil Fox, as we mentioned, the redshirt sophomore out of Pittsburgh. A local kid out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Searching for a possible first Cape League strikeout. His 1-2. Swing and a miss. He climbed the ladder at 93, and Burris is down on strikes.
The left fielder, number 21, Jonathan Kim.
Eric Beatty went to one of his most sought-after pitchers out of the bullpen, and so far so good. One batter, arguably the most dangerous in Whitey's lineup, and 1 strikeout for Phil Fox. Now he's greeted by a lefty, Jonathan Kemp. Right on left matchup as Fox dangles his right pitching arm, now comes set at the belly. Stares back to second. Fox, another look back. Now he comes home. And the fastball is cranked in the air. Third base line, foul territory. Arquette in the netting, he makes the play. He grabbed it above his head before it could touch the netting. Reached over the fence, and what a play to get out of a jam for Arquette and limit the damage to just 1 run in. Phil Fox does a job out of the bullpen. He comes in to retire the last 2 and keep Whitey's lead at just 1-0. We are halfway home at Veterans Field. Anglers still in search of runs on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high. Now he's holding in what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Cheetah dreams are running away. She cries in the nighttime and whispers, "Baby, it's okay." We gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Living on a We gotta hold on, ready or not. You live for the fight when that's all that you got. We're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make it.
Halfway home on the home opener on the Cape Cod Baseball Network for Chatham. And the Anglers trail it by the slimmest of margins, 1-0 to YD as we head to the bottom half of 5. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Anglers. Braden Osbolt still on the mound for YD. The righty faces the righty John Bay. Cleanup hitter awaits and bounces the first pitch he sees towards the Chatham dugout. 0-1 the count. One of Chatham's assistant coaches and hitting coaches, Ramon Orozco, over from his third base position to grab it. And the 1-0-1 is in the dirt. 1-1. Up above 55 pitches now through 4+ of work in the start for Braden Osbolt. Nobody up and working down the right field line for the Red Sox as of yet. 1-1. Breaking ball lifted out of play behind home plate. Just snuck over the netting as some fans chase after it. A's still with just 1 hit. Red Sox mustered their second in the last half inning. That brought home the first run of the game. 1-2 home. Check swing. It missed high. Bay able to lay off. 2-2. 11 straight Anglers batters have been retired since Austin O'Verne led off the bottom of the first with a single. 2-2 pitch. On the outside corner, strike 3 looking. No argument from Bay. He just heads back with the bat in hand to the third base dugout.
Third time today, an A has struck out with a bat on their shoulder. And back-to-back with Irish striking out looking in the 4th to end the inning, and Bay starting this one with a looking strike 3.
5th total strikeout for Osbolt as he readies for Iva Arquette, the righty. First pitch, another breaking ball, and again, it finds the outer half for strike 1. Osbolt, plenty of starting experience at Kennesaw State this year. 14 of his 15 appearances came as a start. The 0-1 is lifted foul, out of play. Offset of home plate to the right side. 0-2. 6 of those starts, he lasted more than 5 innings as he tries to complete his 5th inning of work here at Veterans Field. 0-2 to Arquette. Misses high. Around the shoulder level of the tall right-handed hitter out of Washington. Arquette stands at 6'4", 220 pounds, native of Hawaii. 1-2 pitch. Tipped into the mitt, strike 3 swinging. Sam held on to it behind the dish, completes a 6th strikeout for his starter, Braden Osbolt. He's struck out the last 3 he's faced.
Velocity hasn't dipped down one bit for the starter Osbolt. He was starting the game in the 1st inning at 93, 94. That one again at 93.
Tale of 2 different days for the Anglers offense. First pitch home, misses low to Kyle Johnson. Duke product was not a part of much of the fun yesterday for the Anglers. Pinch hit in the 6th and struck out. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Out in front of 86. 1-1. It was this 5th inning where Chatham really did a lot of damage yesterday. 1-1 pitch. Outside. Anglers scored in bursts, a 4-run inning and a 6-run inning yesterday in Wareham. Could use one of those tonight, trailing at 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 to Johnson. Over the heart for strike 2. Kyle Johnson, a 2-way player at Duke, said he's probably going to rest the arm for the most part this summer. Played both ways for the ACC champs. The 2-2 is sliced down the right field line, tailing towards foul ground, long run, and it lands on the warning track. Brown about 15 feet away from making that play. Still 2-2 the count with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Johnson had a 4.38 ERA in 50 innings pitched in his freshman campaign with the Blue Devils. Won the ACC title, but were not one of the 4 ACC teams to make it to Omaha this week. Fell short in the Oklahoma Regional. UConn, the eventual winners in Norman. 2-2 pitch. Sails outside, 3-2 the count. Chatham needs base runners any fashion that they can get them. Haven't had a guy on since the bottom of the 1st inning. Three-two. Taken on the outside corner. Strike 3 looking. 3 strikeouts to complete the bottom of the 5th for Braden Osbolt. He K's John Bay looking, Iva Arquette swinging, and then Kyle Johnson looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning. He's got 4 of those in a row to keep Whitey's lead at 1-0 through 5 at Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. And that voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I've carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry
First full inning of work to commence for Phil Fox in relief for Chatham as we start the top of the sixth here at Veterans Field. Andrew Selover and Jack Smith back with you. 3-4-5 for the Red Sox. Starts with Cade McGee, and Fox out of his windup delivers home. First pitch swinging, 2 hops to Arquette at third on the edge of the infield. Grassy fires on target to first. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the top of the sixth.
Andrew, not a lot of scoring going on here today at Veterans Field, so we should take a look at some MLB scores across Major League Baseball. The Orioles beat the Phillies in that big series 8-3. Zach Wheeler got the loss, Corbin Burns got the win. 2 aces going head-to-head, and 2 teams that are now at 47 and 24, very close to the top of Major League Baseball.
Feels like 2 ace pitching staffs going head-to-head here in Chatham tonight. First pitch home to Easton Carmichael on the way from Phil Fox. And it's slashed foul back to the netting.
2 games today between the Twins and the A's. And Minnesota won the first one 6-2 with Bailey Ober getting the win. The second game of the doubleheader is in the top of the third right now. More offense there. The A's and Twins tied at 5-5.
Fox, glove at his belt, turns and delivers. Breaking ball lands for strike 2.
Of course, the score that most people would care about here on the East Coast, Yankees and Red Sox on the Sunday matchup. It is Boston 3-1 right now over the 50-23 Yankees in the middle of the 5th.
0-2 here from Fox. A 2-hopper over to third. Arquette has to charge. He throws across his body high. Irish the tag. No, it's late. He goes to put his hands to his head, signaling for a challenge. We don't have that here in the Cape League like Irish does at Auburn. He came off the bag with the high throw. He slapped the tag behind him. It sure appeared to make contact with Carmichael, but the ruling is safe and that Carmichael beat that tag to the bag, as Chatham will request the official umpire meeting on the right side of the infield. All 3 of them. Mickey Garcia at home plate, Jake Brickta over at first, and Mike Rabideau at third converge just to the right of the mound. And the ruling is safe. It's a hit officially for Easton Carmichael, the 3rd of the game for YD. Chatham still stuck at 1 on the scoreboard. And where it matters most, 1-0 in the runs category in favor of YD. Fahiva Aloy into the right-hand batter's box with a runner on and 1 down. Fox nods yes to Poteet. He sends it home. Fastball low and in. Ball 1.
A couple other Major League scores have gone final. The D-backs torched the White Sox 12-5. Mariners shut out the AL West Division rival Rangers 5-0. And the Dodgers held on to win 3-0 over the Royals, who beat them last night.
1-0 from Fox. Swing and a miss. Wild hack at the plate from Fahiva Aloy, who came totally undone on the off-speed.
Another interleague blowout. The Giants beat the Angels 13-6, despite the Halos scoring 4 in the 9th inning to keep it alive. Pirates also beat the Rockies 8-2.
Another swing and a miss. Slider low and in, and Aloy out in front of it, quickly behind in the count 1-2.
NL Central matchup, Brewers beat the Reds 5-4, and the Astros also held on to beat the Tigers 4-1.
Fox searching for another K. His 1-2 pitch home is looped foul. First base side over the Red Sox dugout, well out of play.
Zoom through the rest of these scores for you. Mets beat the Padres 11-6 to improve to 33-37. Guardians over the Blue Jays by 1 run, 7-6. Nats over the Marlins 3-1. And the Braves lost to the Rays by a score of 8-6.
Tragic.
Lost to Rysel Iglesias late.
1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Went back to the bender, low and in. Aloy unable to lay off. Second strikeout of the night for Phil Fox, and there's 2 down here in the top of 6.
The only other score is another rivalry game. We've seen the Yankees and Red Sox also this weekend, Cardinals and Cubs, and the Cards beat the Bears 2-1.
MLB scores, as always, brought to you by Mahi Gold Outfitters here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Jake Brown digs in. First pitch to him. Check swing, pops out of the mitt of Poteet, not far enough for Carmichael to advance from first. Ball missed outside for ball 1. Phil Fox, a second All-ACC second team selection this year in his first season with Pittsburgh, a Gardner-Webb transfer. 2 years at the non-Power 5 level, and the transition might not be easy, but it sure looked it for Fox. 1-0 pitch. Down low in the dirt, 2-0. Again, a sub 1.5 ERA for the right-hander, playing for his hometown Pitt Panthers. First time he's been down in the count in a while. 2-0, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Brings the big boy fastball in for strike 1. Jake Brown, a left-handed hitter, 0 for 2 tonight. Rounded out to second, back in the second, and back to the pitcher in the 5th. Fox ready for a 2-1. Fastball right back our way, blocked by the net, or else that one was headed right to Peter Burns, our public address announcer. He would have made the play.
Absolutely.
On his toes as always. Although he's eating pizza, I think, right now. So he would have only had one hand to make the play. It would have been a greasy snag, but it would have been a snag nonetheless.
You only need one hand to catch a ball.
Fox's 2-2 runner goes. It's grounded on the off the leg of the base runner. It was on the way to second for Jaden Davis. Instead, it hit the back heel of Carmichael, who was trying to steal. And that is an out, no matter how you slice it. Probably a routine 4-3 put out. Instead, it hits the runner Carmichael. He turns into the 3rd out, and Phil Fox tosses a scoreless top of the 6th. Still 1-0 YD halfway through 6 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air. Well, it was nearly summer. We sat on your roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I showed you stars you never could see. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Baby, time meant nothing, anything seemed real. Yeah, you could kiss like fire and you made me feel like every word you said was meant to be. No, it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe even the losers.
Hi, this is Malachi Witherspoon from Oklahoma University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith.
Back here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, Malachi Witherspoon picked up the closing 2 innings yesterday for Chatham in Wareham out of Oklahoma. Helped seal the run rule victory for the Anglers at Wareham. An 11-1 victory. Runs not so easy tonight for the A's, trailing at 1-0, headed to the bottom of the 6th. Chatham sends the bottom of the lineup to the plate. First pitch in there for strike one. Kyle Lodis squaring off against the still starting Braden Osbolt on for his 6th inning. And he's now moved ahead of the 70 pitch mark. 0-1 home. Swing and a miss. Lodis well out in front of 77. 0-2. 4 straight strikeouts of Anglers batters from Osbolt as he struck out the side back in the 5th. His 0-2. His splashed foul back behind the dish. Lodis ruins one. He'll see another pitch. Couple changes to the Chatham lineup tonight compared to last night. Chatham has more righties in the lineup against a right-handed starting pitcher. Osbolt's 0-2 again. Missed low. Last night, the Anglers had a much more balanced lineup of lefty versus righty. Tonight, in the lineup, just 3 lefties out there. Lodis, one of a couple of guys that did not start yesterday, but gets the start today. 1-2 pitch. Taken. Low. Just a small hesitation from Lodis as he started at the pitch, but kept the hands back. He dusts a little dirt through the right-hand batter's box, trying to get a Chatham base runner for the first time since the 1st inning. 2-2. Missed outside. 3-2 the count to Chatham's leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 6th. Lodis still searching for his first hit in an Anglers jersey. He stares out. Osbolt gets the sign. He's ready. Tan glove to the mouth. The 3-2. Rides outside. Ball 4. First time since the bottom of the 1st that Braden Osbolt will have to work with a runner on base for Chatham. And now there is action down the right field line for YD. First walk issued from Osbolt tonight. Retired 14 Anglers in a row before he issued that free pass to Lodis. Brings up a left-hander, Ty Dowley. Waves the red bat behind his head. The pitch bounced foul at the plate. Skips over to YD's on deck circle. 0-1. One run on 3 hits, no errors for YD. The lone run coming in the top of the 5th off of John Armstrong. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Chatham. Lodis favoring his left leg back towards the first base bag as he grows his lead. And a throw over there, and he's back standing. Just doing enough to draw the attention of Osbolt. Chatham already tried 1 stolen base, and it was unsuccessful. That was Austin Overn, the only other Angler to reach base on a single back in the 1st. 0-1. Bounced foul right off the front leg of Dowley. He's behind in the count, 0-2.
Make sure your legs are loose. Make sure your legs are loose.
You can hear Sheets in the third base dugout telling some guys to make sure their legs are loose. Trying to keep some energy on a pretty lifeless night so far for the Anglers offense.
You could hear him telling Lodis, reach by any way possible, and he did that.
Now the Anglers trying to pay it off with nobody out and 1 on. The 0-2 pitch. Just missed outside. Som tried to frame it up, but as the Anglers dugout has been saying all night, denying any chance of a strike there. They're making sure that Osbolt knows that that wasn't in the zone.
And Mickey Garcia behind home plate.
1-2. Skips in, it bounces away from Som, and Lodis takes second easily, rounds, but he stays put there. It took a long while for Som to find it back behind the batter's circle. One hopped, he tried to backhand, it rode all the way up his body and skipped high in the air, and Chatham has the tying run into scoring position. Now a 2-2 count to Ty Dowley.
Now for Dowley trying to do a job, get something on the ground over on the right side. At the very least, trying to move Lodis over to third.
Logan Poteet waits on deck in the 9-hole for Chatham. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, swinging to Osbolt. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him. Dowley whacks his right foot in frustration. That is the 8th strikeout tonight for Braden Osbolt.
Now batting for the Anglers.
Scott Pickler is not going to let it die. He is riding Braden Osbolt as far as he will take the Red Sox. One of the big reasons he's still in so many 0-2 counts. We'll see if Logan Poteet can maybe see a couple out of the zone to start his at-bat.
Yesterday, YD gave up just 1 unearned run in 10 innings. First pitch home. Poteet on the ground to the right side. It takes 2 hops to call. He throws to first in plenty of time as Poteet jogs it out. 2 outs. It does advance the base runner Lodis to third. Now a base hit guarantees you a tie game if you're Chatham. And that's what Austin Overn trots to the left-hand batter's box to try and do.
Logan Poteet does what Ty Dowley was trying to do. Just gets it over to the right side. It was weakly hit. It works with no outs. But with 1 out now, it makes it tougher for Austin Overn.
2 outs, runner at third in a 1-0 YD lead in the bottom of the 6th. Right on left matchup. The YD reliever warming up is a righty, so you wouldn't change for the matchup. First pitch, slapped on the ground, 2 hops to third. McGee has it over to first in time. Red Sox out of the first base dugout in celebration as Braden Osbolt is through 6 scoreless at Veterans Field. Chatham has its first base runner in 5 innings. The Anglers get Lodis over to third, but they cannot cash in, and it is still a 1-0 Yarmouth-Dennis lead. We're through 6 on opening night at Veterans Field.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam, staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America. Sun going down on an LA freeway. Newlyweds in the back of a limousine. A welder's son and a banker's daughter. All they want is everything. She came out here to be.
Plenty of changes for Chatham in the field to start the top of the 7th at Veterans Field. Anglers still trail at 1-0 to the Red Sox. Pierce George into the game on the mound for the A's. He faces Charlie Som. First pitch sails high with a heater at 96 miles per hour. 1-0. Som bats in the 7-hole. It's the bottom of the lineup. 7, 8, 9 for the Sox. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Powers the fastball at 94 past him. 1-1. George out of Alabama. The righty stands at 6'6", 240 pounds. Spent his first season at Texas. 1-1. Misses low and away, 2-1. Couple defensive changes for the Anglers too. The A's have taken a couple players out. They've taken John Bay out of right field. They've taken Ty Dowey out of left field. And they've put in Will Gasparino in left as the 2-1 misses outside, 3-1 to count. Rather, they've taken Kyle Johnson out of left field. Will Gasparino, the Texas freshman in left in his first appearance in an Anglers jersey, out in right. Ike Irish, the first baseman, moves out there. 3-1 pitch. Missed low and away. Ball 4. 5-pitch walk from Pierce George to start the top of the 7th. Charlie Somm reaches. And then at first base, Chatham has put in Luke Cantwell. So again, Gasparino in left. Irish moves from first to right. And Cantwell in at first base. The new pitcher again, Pierce George. 1-0 record this year with Alabama. 4.76 ERA. First pitch to Ryan Sprock. That's a breaking ball, and it lands at 87 miles per hour for the strike 1. Phil Fox's day ends after he goes 1 2/3, gives up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and no runs. Helped limit the damage in the 5th to just 1 YD run. That's the difference right now. 0-1. Slider, again inside corner, 0-2.
We saw Sheets was willing to make many changes yesterday during the game. But again, that's a win for Chatham at 11-1. Today they lose 1-0, and he's still making changes, tinkering with the lineup during the game.
Trying to keep it a 1-0 disadvantage. 0-2. Check swing on a high fastball. Appeal down. No swing. That was borderline from Ryan Sprock, but he held up to move the count to 1-2. Ramon Orozco signaling out towards left field, telling Will Gasparino to slide to his left just a bit against the left-handed hitter Sprock. George ready. The 1-2. Fastball skips in. Poteet loses it. It bounces over his head, and that's a free 90 for Charlie Somm. Leadoff batter into scoring position here in the 7th for YD.
Chatham played a very clean game yesterday. They let Wareham make the mistakes. Today, it's YD that's playing clean, and Chatham is issuing free passes and free 90s.
Neither team an error here tonight, but Chatham has given up a few more walks. Come back to cost them. George from the stretch. His 2-2 now. Breaking ball. Strike 3 looking. Sprock frozen as the bender started on his body in the right-hand batter's box and broke right over the heart. No doubt a strike 3 called. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Time to check in on your Cape League scoreboard after this at-bat starts. Phoenix call in from the right side to face off against the righty George. Long wait for the sign. Now he's ready with a runner at second, 1 out. First pitch to call. Here it comes from George. And it's at the knees on the inside corner, strike 1.
One-hitters are the trend today. It was run rules yesterday. Today, both Falmouth and Orleans being 1 hit in the 9th inning. Wareham leads the Commodores 4-0. Katuitt on top of the Firebirds 2-0. Just 2 hits combined between Falmouth and Orleans.
George ready for an 0-1. Looper at the top of the zone at the numbers. Delayed strike call from Mickey Garcia, and it's 0-2.
2 scores that have gone final. Brewster holds on to beat Bourne 4-3 despite having 7 hits to the Braves 11. Hyannis beats Harwich 5-1 to improve to 2-0.
0-2 count here at Veterans Field. The pitch from George. Time called. And a pitch clock violation before George could get off the 0-2.
Problem for Bourne, despite out-hitting Brewster by 4 hits, was the Braves made 4 errors in the field, and the defending champions fall to 1-1.
So the 20 seconds for George to release the pitch expired. Mike Rabideau at third got him on it. That means a ball, and it's a 1-2 count now. Chatham also in the group of getting 1 hit right now through 6. The A's have just 1 hit, no runs, trailing 1-0. George now ready for the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball way outside. 2-2. 98 on the gun. Pierce George told us he loves the closing role. He loves to come out of the bullpen and just rear back and fire with everything he has. You're seeing that right now here at Veterans Field. His pitch continues to rise, and the 2-2 is cut on and missed. That time not the heater. Went to the breaking ball, and he strikes out, call swinging for the second out. Started at 94. Now he's touched up to 98 miles per hour here in the 7th. And now he has to face Drew Burris in the top of this YD lineup.
Falmouth not going down without a fight. Now 3 hits in the 9th inning for the Commodores after just 1 through the first 8. They have trimmed the Wareham lead now to just 4-2.
George 1 out away from keeping it just a 1-0 YD lead here in the top of the 7th, but he steps off before this first pitch to Drew Burris. Your Cape League scores, as always, brought to you by our friends at Sweet Tomatoes Pizza right down the road here from Veterans Field. George now ready, looks back to second and pitches. Misses low. 1-0.
Andrew, I can thank Sweet Tomatoes for my first East Coast chicken cutlet sandwich.
What'd you think?
10 out of 10.
Wow. You left no room for improvement on that rating.
I don't think there could be a bad chicken cutlet sandwich.
What if they made you a better one tomorrow? What would you say?
Also 10 out of 10.
Then we wouldn't have rated the fact that it got better. 1-0. Slides outside. 2-0. They don't have those out in California?
They don't. I dare you to say it to their face that the one you had wasn't a 10 out of 10.
Well, that's why we are behind the mic here, not in front of him. 2-0 pitch. Misses everything, and it sails to the backstop. Might have been a cross-up with Poteet, who just couldn't catch that one. He didn't even make contact, and it's 3-0 on Burris.
Poteet likely got lucky there that it didn't hit him because he had no idea where that baseball was.
And immediately after he gets back to the box and calls time, he trots out to the mound. Luke Cantwell, the first baseman, out there with him. 3-man meeting with Pierce George on the bump.
Catchers have the option to call their own games. I was talking with Campbell Smithwick, who caught yesterday. He said he let pitching coach Eric Beatty call the game. He wore an AirPod in his left ear. Beatty was in the dugout telling him what to call. Then he put down the numbers for the Chatham pitchers. So there's a chance that Poteet is doing the same thing and potentially got mixed up.
He does have the AirPod in. Now, whether he's calling his own game or relying on that AirPod is a whole new question. No matter, the battery is behind 3-0 to Drew Burris. And here's the pitch. Fastball high, ball 4. Burris quick to drop the bat in the batter's box and trot down to first.
Burris reaches for the first time here on Cape Cod. And if you followed along to his college stats, it's likely he'll be on a lot more this summer, given his success at Georgia Tech. There's a chance that in a couple of years, you hear his name being called as the #1 overall pick in the draft.
Emerged quickly out of the gates at Georgia Tech as Chatham's pitching coach Eric Beatty is out of the dugout and out to the mound for a full infield meeting with Pierce George. And he has signaled to the bullpen for another Chatham bars in call to the bullpen. So Pierce George comes in his first outing in an Anglers jersey. He gets 2 outs here in the 7th, and he will be replaced by Micah Ashman, a tall lefty out of Utah. We'll tell you more about Ashman and this Chatham bars in call to the bullpen when we come back here in the top of the 7th. Anglers trailing the Red Sox 1-0 here at Veterans Field, the home opener for Chatham. Needing some offense, but needing an out first when we return.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Night has fallen here at Veterans Field. Still in the top of the 7th here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham bars in, called to the bullpen for the 4th time tonight for the A's, trailing at 1-0. They take out Pierce George and bring in Micah Ashman, a tall lefty out of Utah. His job, getting one out to end here in the top of the 7th with runners at first and third. 2 down for Jonathan Kim in a left-on-left matchup. Ashman out of the stretch, looks to first. Now his first pitch is a heater that just missed below the knees. 90 miles per hour, all one. Ashman at 6'7", 195 pounds, the junior. Grew up in Utah and plays for the Utes. 1-0. Curveball, check swing. Uphill down to second, no swing. You can tell what the Chatham dugout thinks of it. Not fans. Mike Rabideau, the third base ump, moves over to second with runners at the corners, and that's where he made the call. Safe signal for no swing. Runner at first is Drew Burris. Runner at third is Charlie Som. 2 outs, 2 on. 2-0 count. Ashman ready. His pitch. Bounces in and skips past Poteet. He has to race to get there, and he has no play at the plate. A wild pitch brings home the second run of the night for YD. Charlie Som doubles the lead for the Red Sox.
And another one that Poteet completely whiffed on. Not sure if it was his fault. He's pointing towards home, saying it bounced before the plate. But Chatham is unraveling a little bit here in the 7th inning.
3 wild pitches in the inning. Moved Som from first to second to third and now home after a leadoff walk. 3-0 the count to Jonathan Kim. Ashman looks back to second. Now he comes home. Fastball high, ball 4. 3 walks in the inning for Chatham, who now trails it 2-0. Runners at first and second for Cade McGee.
Number 12, Cade McGee.
Run charged to the line of Pierce George, who went 2/3 of an inning. No hits, but he did walk 2 and struck out the other 2 that he faced. As of now, charged with 1 earned run, still responsible for Drew Burris at second. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch to McGee. Taken for strike 1. Chatham offensively still 9 outs to work with. Only have faced 1 pitcher tonight. Braden Osbolt threw 6 scoreless. Ashman's 0-1. Taken for strike 2 at the knees. Chatham the exact opposite on their 5th pitcher of the night. Griffin Herring started it 3 2/3 scoreless and hitless. Then John Armstrong gave up the lone run in the 5th. 0-2, caught on and missed. Strike 3. A strikeout leaves 2 on base for YD, but not before a wild pitch from the reliever Micah Ashman doubled the lead for Yarmouth-Dennis as it brought home Charlie Som, and the leadoff walk comes back to bite the Anglers. It's stretch time here at Veterans Field, so we send it over to Peter Burns, who has your 7th inning stretch. YD leading Chatham 2-0. Get up and stretch out at home as you're with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Now down to Peter Burns for the first 7th inning stretch here at Veterans Field.
All right, we've got Vera, Burke, Pearl, Violet, Kelsey, Emmy, Marley, Errol, Alex, Angie, and of course, Ben Mills. Ben Mills. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
All right, here we go. 7th inning stretch, and we've got Sydney too. All right, here we go. 7th inning stretch. You ready? Are you ready? All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I don't care if I ever get back to root for the
Anglers. If they don't win, it's a shame.
1, 2, 3 strikes around and well walking.
All right. Ben, can I get you to do a Let's Go Anglers?
Let's go Anglers!
All right. How about the old style?
Let's go Anglers!
Trying to rally the offense here at Veterans Field. Your first take me out to the ball game with Peter Burns and company. As Chatham needs a comeback here in the bottom of the 7th at home, trailing YD 2-0. There is a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen for the first time tonight for Scott Pickler and the Red Sox. Pablo Torres, the righty sophomore out of Bethune-Cookman, comes into the game for YD. He replaces the starter Braden Osbolt, who went 6 scoreless. He only gave up 2 base runners tonight. Your final line for the starter Braden Osbolt: 6 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, no runs, just 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Jack, a stunning performance, a shutdown performance from Osbolt tonight at Veterans Field.
He was nearly untouchable all day long, Andrew. Over and got on base with a base hit to start the game, and after that, Chatham went hitless against him. Of course, only 2 base runners are allowed, but he really moved the ball well. He was confident in his fastball. He got ahead of hitters 0-2, and he put himself in a really good position all night to get out and get him quick.
First batter for Pablo Torres to face is the right-handed hitting Jaden Davis in the 2-hole. Vanderbilt second baseman 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch to him. Line back to the screen. Torres, a returner to YD after he pitched in 1 game last year. Just pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs for the Red Sox. And his pitch is slapped foul first base side. Quickly 0-2 to Davis. Chatham has 2, 3, and 4 due up, so Ike Irish waits on deck, and then we should see the first at-bat of the night from Luke Cantwell. 0-2 to Davis. Just caught a piece of it, nicked it back to the screen. Stays alive on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Torres with the red jersey top and the navy blue sleeves underneath it. On a crisp Cape Cod evening, dipping down into the 50s. Another 0-2. That one sails high, caught a piece of the home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia, and he guns a new baseball back to Torres on the mound. Gets a cheer from the crowd, gets some dog calls from the dog pound and Chatham's dugout. I mean, that one caught him square on the mask, and Mickey Garcia, without a hesitation, out of his crouch and a new baseball to the mound to signal he was okay. 1-2 now the count. The pitch skips in. 2-2.
And that makes me wonder whether it's a sightline problem potentially for some of these catchers. It's not just a one-team issue now. There is that new batter's eye out in center, which should make things better for catchers. But it's weird that this has happened 3 times now.
And it really shouldn't matter at this point. 2-2, just dribbled foul at the plate up the third base line. I mean, almost completely pitch black in the sky, so you can, you know, barely even notice a difference, I would imagine, with that batter's eye. It's a temporary put up to block the white house that usually masks the baseball out of a pitcher's hand, resting across the road behind the center field fence. Still 2-2 the count. First batter face for Torres. The pitch. Again, slapped foul to the screen. Just off the top of the barrel, and Davis really making Torres work here to start his outing. This year with Bethune-Cookman, a 3.76 ERA, 18 appearances, all out of the pen, and a 3-2 record. He gets a quick meeting from his catcher, Charlie Somm, out to the mound to interrupt this 2-2 count and long battle against Jaden Davis, who's chatting it up with the home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia. Still a 2-0 Whitey lead. Red Sox tacked on with one more to that 1-0 advantage in the top half of the inning. So 2-zip here in the bottom of 7. Leadoff batter, Jaden Davis, trying to get on for the A's. Torres now ready, set at the belt buckle, out of the stretch, the pitch. Again, Spoil. Popped high over the screen, out of play behind home plate.
This is a kind of an at-bat that can fire up a dugout and get an offense that's been stagnant all game roaring.
Well, they're ready to jump with excitement should Davis reach here. Now 8 pitches into the outing for Torres, and still battling with Davis. Another 2-2. Taken on the inside corner. Strike 3 looking. Pablo Torres wins the battle on 9 pitches. A backwards K to set down Davis and start the bottom of the 7th.
9th strikeout of the day for Chatham at the plate. Much better yesterday. Putting the ball in play, only 4 Ks through 7 innings for the A's yesterday.
Like Irish, the first left-handed bat against the righty reliever Torres. He digs in, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut at 94. He was swinging for the fences, just 314 down the right field line. Torres out of the stretch exclusively from the right side, 0-1. Misses high. Again, Chatham just 1 hit on the night. It came from the first angler to the plate in the bottom of the 1st, Austin O'Verne. Since he singled, Chatham has not had a hit. That coming with 19 batters since then. 1-1. Outside, no, it catches a piece of the outside corner. 1-2. Irish shakes his blue helmet in frustration. There's been 1 or 2 of those that he's been upset about tonight on the outside corner. Pitchers count here with 1 down, nobody on, bottom of the 7th. The 1-2. Bounces in, catches a piece of the left-handed glove for Somm and skips all the way back to the backstop. 2-2. Chatham hitters have to be happy to see anyone but Braden Osbolt out there on the bump. He was near perfect 6 innings. Gave up 1 hit. No runs. 2-2. Is cranked high in the air down the third base side, tailing towards foul territory, and an underhand stab is caught. What a play at third base from Cade McGee, who was all twisted up near the netting and just threw a backhanded underhand attempt at it and somehow came up with the baseball.
The first baseman from Pitt, number 49.
Unconventional, but it works, and it turns into the second out. Irish retired.
What an awesome play by McGee at third. Certainly looked like it might have bounced into his glove. But Mike Rabideau, a much better view than us.
First pitch to Cantwell, catches a piece of the right leg, and he's aboard. You can hear the dog pound. The barks from the third base dugout as Chatham gets the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the seventh. Luke Cantwell came in as a defensive replacement for John Bay, the starting right fielder. He moved to first. Ike Irish moved out to right field. And in his first plate appearance, he's plunked on the first pitch he sees tonight. Brings up Iva Arquette from the right side against the righty Torres. 2-0 YD, 2 outs in the seventh. First pitch. Breaking ball, slider in there. Strike one.
Cantwell, known as an on-base machine, hit by pitches you can't exactly force. He was hit 18 times, though, this past year at Pitt. We had an OPS at 1063, due in large part to a .515 on-base percentage.
1-0, slapper through the right side, a base hit into right field. Cantwell tries to go first to third. The throw is in plenty of time, and he's out. The second baseman call ranged all the way into the grass in right field to cut it off. Cantwell must have thought it got through to right field. He tried to go first to third, and he was gunned down by 5 steps to end the bottom of the seventh. Chatham, for the first time, had a hit there off the bat from Arquette, but it's washed away with the base running blunder. And through 7 innings, it's all Yarmouth-Dennis as the Red Sox lead the Anglers 2-0 here at Veterans Field. The Anglers send Micah Ashman back out to the mound when we return for the top of the 8th to try and keep it at a 2-0 disadvantage. Stay with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Top of the 8th here from Veterans Field as we welcome you back for more Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. A 2-0 lead for the YD Red Sox as we are tight-locked in a close game, all pitching so far in the home opener for Chatham in 2024. Micah Ashman, the left-handed reliever, will stay on the mound and face 3 righties here in the 8th, starting with Easton Carmichael. Carmichael, the DH from Oklahoma, takes a fastball that misses up high. 1 ball and no strikes. YD got 1 run in the 5th and another one back in the 7th just an inning ago without a hit. 3 walks and 3 wild pitches brought in that second run for YD. Ashman's 1-0. Carmichael a swing and a miss at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball up above the hands. A ball and a strike. Carmichael's got 2 of just 3 hits for YD today. Struck out his first time to the plate against Griffin Herring. Since then, he's doubled in the 4th, singled in the 6th. 1-1. Breaking ball misses high out of the hand of Ashman. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ashman entered in relief of Pierce George last inning. whose final line sits at 0.2 innings pitched. He did give up a run, a couple of strikeouts and a couple of walks. 2-1 home. And Carmichael bends back out of the way of a fastball that misses high and tight. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ashman proceeded to walk Jonathan Kim to move runners to first and second, but then he struck out Cade McGee looking. Got the out that he came in for, and now he's got his first full inning of work. Trying to avoid a leadoff walk, 3-1. And Carmichael takes on the outside corner with a strike. He flips his bat to the first base dugout thinking it was ball 4. The 91-mile-an-hour fastball spots up for strike 2.
Never a good feeling. Thought he was going to hold up on the bat toss hearing the strike call, but he proceeded through. Got it almost all the way to the dugout.
Needs a little bit more pine tar. 3-2 the count to the first batter here in the top of the 8th, with YD leading at 2-0. Carmichael deep in his squat with a 2-strike count as Ashman from the stretch brings it home. Upstairs, ball 4, and that is a leadoff walk. 6th walk of the day for Chatham pitching. Puts a runner at first with nobody out in the 8th.
The shortstop, Vahiva Aloy.
So with Carmichael at first, that brings up Vahiva Aloy, the shortstop from Arkansas, who's 0 for 3 today. And right now, 1 run for YD would be huge insurance, as Chatham has struggled to put anything on the board against the Red Sox. A 3-0 lead might feel insurmountable the way the A's have been swinging it tonight. Ashman from the stretch. Powers a fastball past the swinging bat of Aloy, no balls and 1 strike.
And frankly, the YD offense hasn't been all that impressive either, but they've capitalized on those excessive walks from Chatham's pitching staff. Only hard-hit ball that I can really remember was the double from Carmichael back in the 4th.
Headed off the wall and center over the head of Austin Over. 0-1 here, and Aloy takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. It's a ball and a strike. Don't see a ton of those from Ashman, as he told us he's 85% fastball. His only other pitch that he really throws all that often is a slider. He's working on a splitter. We may see it a little bit here in this outing, but he relies heavily on the heater. See what he goes to here, 1-1. It's back to the breaking ball. It skids in the dirt. Poteet kicks it around, but the runner stays at first. 2 balls and 1 strike. We talked a lot about Braden Osbol, who worked 6 scoreless innings against Chatham, and how he really only used his fastball. Ashman's the same thing, but it comes from a very deceptive left-handed release point. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first. Here it comes. It's fouled away, back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. YD on top of Chatham, 2-0 here in the top of the 8th inning. The Red Sox holding on to a lead, but sure would love some more offense here in the late innings. Ashman sets his sights. Now comes set. Tan glove held just above his Chatham blue belt. 2-2, runner on the move. And a foul ball back over the screen. Carmichael got a good jump, but Aloy had to swing in a 2-strike count. Fouls it away, and the DH from Oklahoma has to jog back to first. So again, Ashman resets. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A long pause before he comes set. Takes a glance at Carmichael at first. Now strides down the hill. Runner on the move again, and another time it's fouled away. Pop up over the first base dugout, well out of play, still 2-2. Andrew, one difference between the college game and Major League Baseball, there's no limit on how many times you can throw over to first. You think it would make sense for Ashman here to pick over?
I'm not sure that you need to as the lefty. I think you can just give a solid eye there. I mean, the lead is pretty big. So just proving that you have an eye there, maybe even proving you have a pick over.
2-2, no movement, and another foul ball. Again over the first base dugout. Vahiva Aloy fighting to stay alive here against Micah Ashman. Logan Poteet has already thrown out 2 runners today. 1 on a ball in dirt on a pretty good read by YD. The other one a straight steal. Both throws on the money with extra velocity. Here comes another 2-2. Instead, it's a pick to first. Ashman finally looks over at Carmichael, but he's back in standing. Aloy looking to reach for the first time today. 2 ground outs and a strikeout swinging back in the 6th. Ashman brings it home. Swinging a topper right back to him. The pitcher from the mound goes to second for 1. Back over to first. Double play. 1-6-3 for 2. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. It was tailor-made for Micah Ashman. Room service right to the top of the rubber. And the lefty didn't fret. He made the perfect throw to second, and he let his shortstop, Kyle Lodis, do the rest. And so now with 2 away, it brings up Jake Brown. Left-on-left matchup for Ashman against the right fielder from LSU. And Brown checks his swing on a fastball that misses inside. Extra mustard on that one for Micah Ashman, topping at 93, the fastest we've seen him throw today.
We've talked about the walks, but the defense for Chatham, really impressive through 2 games.
Outside of a few wild pitches today, they've been nearly stellar. 1-0. That's in there for a strike. 92 on the inner black. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-0 YD. Top of the 8th here at Veterans Field. Bases empty and 2 away for Micah Ashman.
No errors either night so far. The only play you could argue they really should have made was the Arquette throw off the bag to first where Irish thought he got the tag on.
1-1, misses outside with a breaking ball at 78. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Ashman used to close games, high leverage situations, holds the Utah career saves record with 20. This season he tied for the Pac-12 lead, 11 saves on the year, good for 4th in the country. 2-1 offering. Swing and a foul ball back out of play. Nice swing by Jake Brown, but he got just underneath it to foul it back behind home plate. So now Ashman a strike away from escaping the 8th. Trying to bring Chatham back to the plate. A 2-0 game with Whitey in front. The lefty set at the bell. 2-2 on the way. It's upstairs with a fastball at 91, and the count pushes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chatham fans ready to roar here at home for the first time in 2024. Trying to will Micah Ashman to a strikeout here to end the inning. 3-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball on the outside corner, and he does pick up that strikeout. It's his 4th of the day. No runs on no hits, 1 walk, nobody left stranded as Micah Ashman able to turn 2 here in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom part of the inning. Chatham will bring up a couple of righties and a lefty, trailing at 2-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching
Chatham down to its final 6 outs as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Will Gasparino will get his first at-bat with Chatham trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be the center fielder from Texas, then Kyle O'Deese on deck, Ty Daly in the hole. Pablo Torres still out, and he misses outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Gasparino, the 6'6" center fielder from the University of Texas, making his first Chatham appearance here in Game 2 of the summer. 1-0. Gasparino late on the fastball, swings and misses, a ball and a strike. Gasparino entered as a defensive replacement between the 5th and 6th innings. Came in to play left in relief of Kyle Johnson. Now his first ups. The Los Angeles native digs out the back of the box against Torres. 1-1 home. Gasparino, a high fly ball, deep center field. Burris racing back, he looks up, it is gone! In his first Chatham A at bat, Gasparino swats the first Angler home run of 2024, and the A's are on the board, cutting the deficit 2-1 here in the 8th. Welcome to Chatham, Will Gasparino. Andrew, he hit 12 of them at Texas this year, and he shows off the power stroke in his first at-bat here on Cape Cod.
I feel bad. I told Will it wasn't a right-handed hitter-friendly ballpark. In the first ABCs, he drills one.
Now Kyle O'Deese, he takes a fastball low. A ball and no strikes as Chatham now behind just 2-1. And we'll see if that swing from Gasparino is the spark that it takes to light this Chatham offense up.
I met Will when he got here on Friday, and he asked about the ballpark.
He didn't ask. 1-0. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. He said this ballpark looks small. And we were both like, yeah, for lefties. It's 314 down the right field line. It's 340 down the left field line.
And balls don't fly too well out to center, but that one just squeaked over.
1-1. Kyle O'Deese takes a strike. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. He knew it better than we did, apparently. He made the park look small with that big fly to center. O'Deese trying to battle back now, behind in the count 1-2. A run in for Chatham here in the bottom of the 8th on the Will Gasparino solo shot. 1-2. O'Deese spoils it foul. A line drive back to the screen on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Still a ball and 2 strikes. The home run from Gasparino, just Chatham's 3rd hit of the day. So the 1-2. It's down in the dirt. Skips into the chest protector of Song. The count moves 2-2 on Kyle O'Deese. Chatham fans a buzz after the home run from Gasparino, as the A's now trail it by 1. Every batter that comes to the plate in this inning will be either the tying or go-ahead run. As O'Deese, high fly ball center field, into the gap in left. It's 1 hop off the wall. Burris plays it off the warning track, and O'Deese chugs his way to second with a double. And the tying runs in scoring position for the A's. 2 batters into the 8th.
You gotta sense once Braden Osbolt came out of the game, it was gonna be tough to keep this A's lineup at bay after what they did yesterday. And it feels like a whole lot of energy has been infused into that third base dugout after Will Gasparino's big fly.
O'Deese at second, the tying run with Chatham trailing at 2-1. The batter will be Ty Daly, who struck out his last time to the plate. He was trying to do what he should do here, as Som, the catcher, will head out to talk with Pablo Torres. Daly was at the plate in the same situation a couple of innings ago. He had a runner at second, nobody out. We were talking about how a ground ball to second would move the runner over to third and give an RBI opportunity to the 9-hole spot, which was Logan Poteet. Instead, Daly struck out swinging, and Chatham would go scoreless in the 6th.
Campbell Smithwick has now grabbed a bat as well. He waits on deck. Possible pinch hitter for Logan Poteet in the 9-hole.
Meeting still going on the mound. It could be a stall tactic with a right-hander warming in the YD bullpen. Now the entire infield joins Torres and Som atop the mound. Right-hander getting loose for YD. Dally is a lefty, and he's the angler that is coming to the plate. Trevor Moore from Stanford is warming up, and he will be called in. This Chatham bars in call to the bullpen comes in a tense spot here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitching change being made with a tying run at second. Chatham looking to tie or take the lead here in the 8th. 2-1 YD. When we come back, you're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Some stuck out as I go. I'm just traveling up the road. Maps don't do much for me, friend. I follow the weather and the wind. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Got what I can carry in my song. I'm a rolling stone just rolling on. Catch me now, 'cause tomorrow I'll be gone. Family man gives me a ride. Got a pregnant Sally at his side. Yes, indeed, her children are a gift. Thank you kindly for the lift. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Trucker gears his engine down.
This is why you stick around. It's the bottom of the 8th inning, and Chatham has one across and the tying run at second as YD heads to the bullpen to call in Trevor Moore in relief of Pablo Torres. Kyle Lodis at second. Ty Dally will be the hitter. And Moore, the rising junior at Stanford, enters for the first time this summer after a 2024 spring season that saw him pitch in 28 games, a 6.00 ERA for Moore, 57 innings with exactly 57 strikeouts. And Andrew, he's got the task of trying to strand the tying run at second with nobody out.
Really big spot here to come into in just the second game of the season. These two pitching coaches have managed this game a whole lot differently, but you could tell that Pablo Torres was starting to get hit around a little bit, and so YD used a few stall tactics to try and get that bullpen ready and to get a new arm in here before more trouble could arise.
The next two batters, lefties, but Scott Pickler, the manager for YD, decides to go with the right-hander in Trevor Moore. Ty Dally is the first left-handed bat to the plate with Kyle Lodis the tying run at second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Moore looks to second, and Lodis takes off for third. The pitch is high. He's thrown out at third. And Chatham spoils the tying run, and the bases are now empty with one away. Well, Andrew, back on the Anglers Extra pregame show, Jeremy Sheet said, if they're thrown out, blame me. Kyle Lodis may be too important of a runner to be thrown out in a situation like that.
Neither team has stolen a base tonight, 0 for 4 combined.
It was ball 1 to Dally. Now the 1-0 on the way. And he takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
And at least maybe see an out there, right? If you get one out, then maybe you try and get into third base for a 1-out sac fly opportunity, but you'd like to see an out. New pitcher on the mound.
1-1 with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Dally, a swing and a miss. A fastball at 93 past the hands. a ball and 2 strikes. It was also the first pitch thrown by Moore. Lodis wasn't waiting around, and neither was Charlie Somm, who threw him out. Stanford pitcher to Stanford catcher, the Cardinal battery here for the Red Sox in the 8th. 1-2. Daly takes high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the final piece of the puzzle, Andrew, with the lefty at the plate, there's no one in the right-hand batter's box to be in the way of Somm and his throw to third. So now 2-2 the count on Daly from the windup. Here's Moore's pitch, and Daly strikes out swinging. A fastball blown by him at 93 is the second out of the inning. 10th K of the day for YD pitching. And that'll bring Campbell Smithwick to the plate with the bases empty and 2 outs.
Feels like you gave YD a lifeline to get out of this inning and keep the lead right there. Can officially close the line on Pablo Torres with it as well. 1+, 3 hits, 1 run. Strikeout and a hit by pitch.
Pinch hitter here for Logan Poteet is the left-handed hitting catcher Campbell Smithwick. Batting in the 9th spot after starting yesterday. First pitch to him. Smithwick takes inside, well off the plate at 92, a ball and no strikes. You basically took Trevor Moore out of the pressure cooker that the inning was growing to be. He entered in a tough spot, and Chatham erased it in 1 pitch. Here a 1-0. That's fouled back to the netting, 1 ball and 1 strike.
With Harwich losing tonight, this game is for first place alone atop the East Division 2 games in. Winner here will be the only 2-0 team in the East. And of course a tie would mean a tie atop.
1-1 offering. Smithwick shoots it right to the third baseman McGee, who's waiting to catch the line drive for the final out of the inning. Chatham strikes for 1 on the solo shot from Will Gasparino, his first of the summer, but it leaves it at that. 2-1 as we head to the 9th inning. Chatham trying to claw back, YD trying to add insurance to hold the lead. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 9th inning coming up.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there's no one else around. I'm gonna take you, girl, and hold you and do all the things I told you in the midnight hour. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. One more thing I just want to say right here. I'm gonna wait till the stars come out and see that twinkle in your eyes. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love begins to shine. You're the only girl I know that really loves me so.
Hey, this is Ty Daly from Mercer University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Go A's.
Thanks for joining us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We head to the top of the 9th. Jack Smith alongside Andrew Selover here at Veterans Field. A 2-1 lead for YD as Chatham threatened to tie or potentially take the lead in the bottom of the 8th. But the YD Red Sox hold the Anglers to just 1 run, and now the Sox trying to add some insurance against a new arm for Chatham. This Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen, brings in Drake George, the 6'1", 173-pound right-handed junior from Lewis and Clark State College. He'll face the bottom third of the order here for YD. Charlie Somm, Ryan Sprock, Phoenix Call in a 1-run game. We saw Pierce George earlier from Alabama. Now, after Micah Ashman took over in relief, it's Drake George to start the 9th. His first pitch is a fastball right at the top of the zone. 95 on the gun. First strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. George working rapidly, already back atop of the hill. Face buried in his black glove. Right-hander fires, and he misses upstairs, a ball and a strike. Cascade Conference Co-Pitcher of the Year at Lewis and Clark this season. A 4.91 earned run average across 66 innings. 1-1 here. A check swing on a breaking ball that clips the inside corner. Really had Charlie Somm fooled, a ball and 2 strikes. Bent it in there at 80 miles an hour to get ahead in the count to the first batter here of the ninth. George again from the windup, kicks and deals. Slider outside, no swing from Somm, who just checked it before going around. Somm has shown patience today. 2 walks to go along with a strikeout. He has scored the only 2 runs for YD. 2-2, and he takes high. Fastball at 95 to move the count full 3-2. It's been good news for YD when Charlie Somm's gotten on base. Trying to do it for the 3rd time here today at Veterans Field. George with the payoff. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Climb the ladder with 94, and that's the first punch out for Jake George. It starts the ninth. 10th K of the day for Anglers pitching. These 2 teams going blow for blow with strikeouts. 20 total across the first 8 1/3 innings.
Pitching usually wins here to start in the Cape League. You have a bit of an advantage as the hitters adjust to the wood bats.
We've got a pinch hitter here for Ryan Sprock. Instead, it's Cameron Kim who takes a fastball well high, a ball and no strikes. Sprock walked twice, but struck out his last time to the plate. But instead of him, it's Cameron Kim. Kim swings and misses at an elevated fastball, a ball and a strike. Kim, the shortstop from UCLA, hitting for the first baseman Sprock here in the 8 hole after hitting 174 this past year for the Bruins. 1-1 home. Swing and a tapper out in front of home plate. It rolls foul as Smithwick, who's in as a catching replacement, picks it up in foul territory, shoos it aside to the Chatham dugout, a ball and 2 strikes. Smithwick, the only defensive replacement for Chatham here in the ninth. George looking to throw up a 0 and give Chatham a chance to tie or walk it off in the home opener here in the bottom of the ninth. 1-2 on the way. Down in the dirt, it bounces over the head of Smithwick to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-1 YD, bases empty, 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning. 2-2 count. George peers over the top of his glove, kicks and throws. Line drive over the head of a leaping Davis into right field, a base hit. Kim comes off the bench, he rounds first, and he's there with a 1-out single.
Final line for Micah Ashman tonight out of the bullpen for Chatham. 1 1/3, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Again, the walks have really been the story tonight for this Chatham pitching staff. As a team, that's just the 5th hit they've given up, but they've walked a grand total of 8 YD batters.
First pitch here to the 9-hole hitter Phoenix Call, and he takes it for a strike at 93. 0-1 the count. We've seen Chatham pitchers today struggle a lot more to find the zone. They walked just 2 Wareham Gatemen yesterday in 7 innings. Call 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. 0-1. He takes a breaking ball outside. It's a ball and a strike. YD on the high side here, 2-1 in the top of the 9th. Runner at first, 1 away, and a 1-1 count on Phoenix Call before the lineup card turns back over to Drew Burris. George from the stretch holds his glove at his belt. He sighs, he throws. The bunt goes right back to him. He picks it up, his only plays to first, and he throws out Call. Kim advances to second, but Call sacrifices him over, and with 2 outs, Burris will hit with a runner at second. Looked to me like Call was trying to bunt for a hit, but he bunted it right back to the pitcher's mound, and it was an easy play for George.
One that you probably say you're bunting for a hit, but you'll take moving the runner up for your leadoff man, Drew Burris, here to try and get that insurance as well.
He gets back to the dugout and he says, I was definitely trying to sacrifice him over. But here is Burris, who's 0 for 3 with a walk, and he takes way high and tight. Chin music past his navy blue helmet, a ball and no strikes. Burris walked in the 7th. Outside of that plate appearance, he has grounded out, flown out, and struck out. Really has yet to make his imprint on the game. 1-0, swing and a miss, way out in front of a breaking ball at 82. A ball and a strike.
It's funny, it was reported in a YD scrimmage before the season started that Burris had 3 hits, 2 doubles, and a homer. But he hasn't had a hit yet here with YD approaching the end of 2 games in the Red Sox jersey.
1-1 the count, runner at second, 2 outs. Kim dances off second base. George comes home. And Burris takes a strike. A nice frame from Smithwick on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball at the ceiling of the zone. The count moves to 1-2. Burris 0 for 7 so far this summer. 4 strikeouts. George from the stretch peers in for his sign, nods for the one he wants. Comes set 1-2. Looks back, Kim comes home. And misses just outside with a breaking ball at 81. 2-2 the count. 2-1 YD, top 9. Last ups for Chatham coming next, but George trying to throw up one final 0. Two home. Burris strikes out swinging. For the second time, Chatham sits down Drew Burris, who's 0 for 4, and that does throw the 0 up on the board. We will head to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Chatham needs a run to stay alive. 1 to tie, 2 to win here at home for Chatham in the home opener of the 2024 season. It's 2-1 YD, 5 hits for the Red Sox, 4 for the Anglers, who send the top of the order to the plate. It'll be Austin O'Verne, Jaden Davis, Ike Irish, the 3 to hit, as we head to the bottom of the 9th, with Chatham looking to send the fans home happy for the first time here at Veterans Field in 2024. Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
I was trying to find my way home, but all I heard was a drone bouncing off a satellite, crushing the last lone Americanized. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? I was sitting around a dead dial, just another lost number in a file, dancing down a dark hole, just searching for a world with some soul. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? Is there anybody alive out there? I just wanna hear some.
Last chance for Chatham here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-1 YD on top of the Anglers here in the home opener of the 2024 season. Chatham needs 1 run to tie, 2 to win, and it sends the top of the order to the plate against Trevor Moore. Starts with a Pac-12 rival, Austin O'Verne from USC. And O'Verne takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Chatham center fielder today singled back in the first inning. It was the only Chatham hit in the first 5 frames. Since then, he has struck out and grounded out. 0-1 home from Moore, and O'Verne takes it upstairs. It's a ball and a strike. O'Verne is maybe the fastest player in America. Incredible speed for USC out in Southern California. Getting him on base would be a godsend for a potential Chatham comeback here in the 9th. Trying to work his way on. 1-1. He takes it high, 2 balls and a strike. Moore entered last inning. He came to get the final 2 outs of the 8th. Struck out Ty Daly and got Campbell Smithwick to line out. He stays on the mound for Scott Pickler, looking for his first save of the summer. The 2-1 delivery. And Overn takes a strike on the outside corner, and it was close. Overn throws his head up in frustration. The count moves to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Moore working from the windup, stares in at Overn. Here's his pitch. And Overn strikes out swinging. He climbed the ladder for the high fastball and came up empty. 1 away here in the 9th.
For Chatham, the second baseman from Vanderbilt, number 30, Jaden Davis.
Chatham got its 1 run on a solo home run last inning from Will Gasparino. Came off the bench and hit a big fly in his first Chatham at bat. Chatham looking for similar heroics here in the 9th, and it's Jaden Davis who comes to the plate with 1 away. More from the windup, first pitch to Davis, who takes it down low. 88 miles an hour, it skips past the catcher, saw him for ball 1. 2-1 YD, 5 hits for the Red Sox, just 4 for the Anglers. Only 2 more outs to play with here in the 9th, trailing it by 1. Moore shakes a couple of times, now finds his sign from his fellow Stanford catcher. 1-0, swing and a miss from Davis. 87-mile-an-hour breaking ball off the outside corner. He goes around, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 away, base is empty for Davis, who today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 1-1. Davis swings and misses again. He chased that 92-mile-an-hour fastball that Moore is using to blow by the Anglers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Davis trying to reach for Ike Irish, who's on deck. From the windup, here's the 1-2 offering. It's well high at 92 again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Irish is a big power threat on deck. First baseman today from Auburn. Chatham would love if he could come to the plate as the go-ahead run. Davis right now the tying run in the right-hand batter's box. 2-2. Davis swings and misses, strike 3. 2 strikeouts start the 9th, and Chatham's down to its final out, down 2-1. The 11th and 12th strikeouts for YD pitching. It has been an arm clinic for Scott Pickler and his pitching staff. And that gives way to Irish. Bases empty, 2 outs. The final hope for Chatham amidst an 0 for 3 day. First pitch to the lefty. It's upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Irish, 2 hits yesterday, a pair of walks. Today he's yet to reach. A fly ball to left, a strikeout looking, pop out to third. 1-0. He checks his swing, and it was a strike anyway. The check to Mike Rabideau was not necessary. Pitch was in there at 86, a slider on the inside corner, so it's a ball and a strike. 1-1 offering. Irish spoils it foul. He popped it back up. Got a fastball over the plate, and he just missed it to move the count to 1-2. So Chatham down to its final strike here in the 9th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the base is empty. A 2-1 YD lead as Moore looks to shut the door. From the windup, here's the righty's pitch. It is up for ball 2. Just missed the high and outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If Irish can reach, Luke Cantwell is on deck. Right on left for Irish. Looking to stave off defeat. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Moore K's all 3 batters he faces in the 9th. And YD claims a 2-1 win here in the 9th against Chatham. It's a 2-0 start for the Red Sox here in 2024 as YD comes in and spoils the home opener for Chatham. And Andrew, in the 9th inning when Chatham needed it most, Trevor Moore absolutely slammed the door.
Well, Scott Pickler made the move to the bullpen at the perfect time. Chatham bailed out YD just a little bit with that base running blunder, and then it was lights out from there on from Moore.
Moore gets the save. He pitches a couple of innings for Scott Pickler, 1 2/3. And Jeremy Scheedinger has his first loss in Cape Cod, and it comes at the hand of Scott Pickler, who's got many a win himself on the Cape. So that'll do it. We'll head on to the Anglers Extra post-game show. Chatham falls 2-1 here at Veterans Field. Their first loss under Sheets, the new manager, and it comes in the home opener here in 2024. Final line score, 5 hits, 2 runs for YD, 4 runs, 1 hit for Chatham. It was a pitcher's duel the whole way, and YD ended up on top. The Anglers Extra post-game show is coming up next. We've got highlights and an interview on the way on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, 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 oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Oh, na 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 na. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, 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 when the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh,
Anglers Extra.
Welcome into the Anglers Extra postgame show after Chatham loses 2-1 here to YD as the Red Sox come in and spoil the home opener for the Anglers in 2024. We've got Andrew Selover waiting for a postgame interview, but for now, we'll walk you through how this game turned out. A 2-1 win for YD as the Red Sox improved to 2-0. No highlights today. We'll have them for you tomorrow across all social media platforms and on SoundCloud. But the gist of the story is a lot of pitching and not a lot of hits. Just 9 combined hits between these two teams today. And for the Anglers, only 4 hits, and the 1 run came on a Will Gasparino solo home run in the 8th. The first run came on the board for YD back in the 5th inning after Griffin Herring, the starter for Chatham from LSU, went 3 2/3 scoreless. It was John Armstrong who came on in relief, and he gave up an earned run. It came back in the 5th. Charlie Somm walked to start the inning. Ryan Sprock walked right behind him, and then Phoenix Call knocked him in with a single, a line drive back up the middle that scored Somm and put YD up for good. Later in the game, back in the 7th, YD would add to its lead and make it 2-0. And again, it was the walks that were the plague for Chatham. Charlie Somm walked once again to lead off the 7th inning. After back-to-back strikeouts, there were 2 more walks, and in that inning, 3 total wild pitches that allowed YD to take a 2-0 lead. For the rest of the way, the Anglers would not allow another run, and in total, Chatham struck out 11 hitters for the YD Red Sox, a couple of them from Micah Ashman late, as well as Pierce George, but the 2 pitchers to allow runs for Chatham were John Armstrong and Pierce George. 5 hits for the Red Sox for the 2 runs. The Anglers had just 4 hits. One of them came to lead off the bottom of the 1st inning from Austin Overn, and then after 14 straight batters were retired, Chatham got its next base runner all the way to start the top of the 6th inning. That was when Kyle Lodis drew a walk, but Braden Osbolt, the starter for YD, was rolling after he got Overn thrown out in the 1st inning. He retired those 14 straight batters and ended up going 6 hits, or 6 innings rather, just 1 hit, no earned runs, and he struck out 8. In total, YD would K 13 Chatham Anglers. And after Overn's hit in the 1st, it wasn't until the end of the 7th when Chatham would pick up its next hit, and it came in anticlimactic fashion. As Chatham had a runner at first, Luke Cantwell, after he was hit by a pitch, Iva Arquette singled into right field. But the problem was Cantwell was heading for 3rd and didn't quite realize that Call, the second baseman, had picked it up in his glove before it got fully out to right. He was thrown out at 3rd by many a step. So that was Chatham's 2nd hit of the day. The 3rd one came from Will Gasparino in the 8th inning, but it was a little too late for the Anglers. It was 2-0 YD before Gasparino shot one over the center field wall. His first Chatham at bat, his first Anglers home run. And it's the first one of the year for the A's in game number 2. After that, Kyle Lodis hit a double. That was Chatham's 4th and final hit of the day. So the Anglers had the tying run at second base with nobody out and a pitching change being made from YD. But after that, Chatham ran itself out of the inning and struck out 4 times the rest of the game. Lodis, with a new pitcher coming in, tried to take off for 3rd on the first pitch that he saw from Trevor Moore. He was promptly thrown out by Charlie Somm, who had an unobstructed way to 3rd with no hitter in the right-hand batter's box. After that, in the 8th, Ty Daly struck out swinging, and Campbell Smithwick hit a sharp line drive to 3rd, but it was caught by McGee for the final out of the 8th. Chatham would not allow a run in the top of the 9th inning, leaving room for a potential walk-off in the home opener as Chatham looked to send the 1,824 fans home happy here today at Veterans Field. And they had the top of the order coming up to do it. It was Austin Overn, Jaden Davis, Ike Irish, the 3 that would bat against Trevor Moore, who was staying out for a 2nd inning. And then it was 3 strikeouts for the A's. Overn went down on strike swinging, then Davis struck out as well, and Ike Irish was the 3rd Angler to strike out in the inning. Looks like Andrew Selover is ready. He's got someone for the post-game interview, and we will send it down now to Andrew Selover on the field at Veterans Field.
Down here on the field, Jack, with Griffin Herring. It was a pitcher's duel all night, and Griffin got it started for Chatham, 3 2/3 hitless tonight. Griffin, what was working so well out of you in that start?
Early on, I think that it was the fastball, but as the game went on, lost the fastball a little bit. Thought I threw some good changeups today and got the slider working there at the end.
You talked about wanting to work on that changeup here on Cape Cod. What's the biggest evolution you want to see in that pitch?
I'd love to see a little bit more kind of vertical break on it. I'd love to see it go down a little bit more. Trying to kill a little bit of velo. It was a little bit hard today, but I was overall pretty happy with it. Throwing it.
Is that
honestly.
mostly a grip thing, or is it a follow through or something like that?
So I actually just recently changed the grip. So if there's any real kind of pitching geeks out there, I'm throwing it's called a kick change. So you kind of knuckle one of your fingers on that. So that was actually first time throwing it in a game. So felt pretty good.
Overall, pretty good with it. What's the mindset when you start to feel a loss in fastball to be able to switch to those other pitches?
It's just competing. That's all it comes down to. You want to be able to do whatever you can for the team. Just be able to put your best foot forward, and if that's throwing sliders, and that's sliders. If it's changeups, it's changeups. Fastballs, fastballs.
You were a go-to guy out of the bullpen this year for LSU. This is your first start in a long time. How did it feel to get the ball to start the game tonight?
It felt fantastic. It felt like riding a bike. I loved it.
What's the biggest difference for you when you start versus coming out of the pen?
Just having a little bit more time to kind of mentally prepare myself, go through kind of a little bit more of a full routine pregame. But it's just a hitter in the box. It's just getting outs. That's all it is.
When was the last time you started a game?
I actually got one start this year for about 1 2/3. It counts. Went a start and actually finished a game or something like that was my senior year. So
good to be out here on Cape Cod.
I love it. It's great. It's a little cold, but
you don't get this down in Louisiana?
No, sir. A little bit chilly.
Good thing they got you fitted up in the Chatham hoodie.
Oh yeah.
We've been hearing
this place is awesome.
We've been hearing about the dog pound down in the bullpen. A lot of fun to be with the guys down there.
Oh yeah, this is great. We have a bunch of Austin Peay guys, and we kind of adopted their culture, and I think that they had a really cool deal going on over there. If people watched them this season, and I think everybody loves each other already, and I think it's going to be a great summer.
All right, so the Austin Peay guys are the initiators. You talk about the love felt with this group. How much of that originates from new manager Sheets?
Definitely. It starts with him. That he established it day one, that this was going to be very team-oriented. This isn't showcase ball. Obviously, this means a lot to us, and it means a lot to him and to these people, and we're going to do everything we can to just compete.
You didn't give up a hit tonight, so what's the next step when you get back out there with the ball?
No walks, definitely no walks, and I'd like a couple more strikeouts if possible.
All right, maybe tossing a broken bat in there?
I would love to. That's one of my main goals while I'm out here. I'd love to break a bat.
All right, well,
we'll see what happens. It's still baseball.
We can't wait to watch you pitch again. Great pitching performance tonight, Griffin,
awesome.
And best
Thank
of luck
you very
this summer.
much.
We'll send it back to Jack to finish up the broadcast.
Griffin Herring was fantastic today. The problem was for Chatham, there just was not enough offense to support him. Herring ended up going 3 2/3, no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. But you heard him talk about the walks, and that was the problem for Chatham today. Herring walked 2, and Chatham in total walked 8 hitters today, en route to losing to YD 2-1. That'll wrap it up for us here on the Anglers Extra postgame show and conclude coverage from Chatham's home opener. The Red Sox beat Chatham here at Veterans Field. It's a 2-1 final. We'll be back in action tomorrow, still here from Veterans Field, as the Anglers will look to shake off the first loss of the season. Sheets will try and get the squad back at 1-1. Thank you for watching here on Anglers Extra. We'll be back tomorrow on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham Anglers Baseball. Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.